Wait, it sounds like it?
How'd I do that again? Ladies and gentlemen, how we doing today? Let's try that again. For some reason, it just kept me muted. That doesn't normally happen. All right, it's no big deal. Ruined the intro. I'm going to keep an eye on that going forward, people. But welcome to Casually FC International Break Edition. I know you guys have been bored and we're desperate to get Chelsea and Premier League football back on our TV screens. Hey, listen, for some people more than others, it has been quite an eventful international break, whether it's Scotland or who's the other team that just... it is Denmark. Denmark qualified. A lot of teams qualifying now. It's now or never for a lot of teams for the World Cup. So a lot of eventful things happening and in the world of football. So keep an eye on all that stuff out there. We'll talk about a few things actually today's show in regards to international football, plus some news that came out today, talking about Estevao, who is absolutely on fire today, as well as Jorgensen potentially wanting an exit from Chelsea in January. We'll discuss all that stuff in today's show. But big up to everyone, big up to the panel. Also, if you're watching on mobile, you may see a different setup than the usual setup. It's meant for vertical. StreamYard's giving us the option, so we're going to experiment with it. I don't know how to turn it off. If you prefer to see your video in horizontal, I'm sure there's a setting in there. Let the chat know as well if you're watching and you have figured it out. So big up to every single one of you. Enjoy the show. Let's get going. Smash the like, subscribe to the video, hype up the video as well, because that helps out big time. And check out memberships. There's 4 different tiers starting at 99p. First topic of today's show is the UK banning reselling tickets. This has been something on the top of a lot of people's minds, and GG to Todd Bowley and Vivid Seats and all that fun stuff. So reselling tickets for profit to be outlawed in UK government crackdown, essentially. And you know what? I've had a lot of time to sit on this and really think about it. And Ahmed, you'd be surprised, I'm going to see it your way now more than ever. So pretty much now you can't make a profit off the ticket. You have to sell it at face value, which helps conserve the pricing for a lot of the fans, a lot of the locals and all that stuff, and helps prevent scalpers. You know what I realized the other day, Ahmed? I realized, and as someone as an artist myself, I don't know if I'm going to feel about it differently when it comes to sports, but maybe you can help me see it this way. But I was thinking, as an artist, if I want my fans to come to my show and I'm charging 50 quid for tickets in certain areas, right? Really close tickets. That's the most expensive tickets, 50 quid. And someone grabs my tickets, jacks up the price, and makes money off of the work that I put in as an artist to get to that point to sell $50 tickets to my fans, I'm feeling some type of way that someone is making money off of my work. Not that, listen, I I like giving back to the community. I like to help out where I can and all this stuff. You know, just the other day, we were gifting away memberships here on Casually FC for some of you guys. I don't mind chipping in. But when Ahmed's on my stream, making money scandalously, I just made that word up, off of my work, I feel some type of way. But now I see it. Now I understand now. And you know what? I'm starting to, you know, sometimes it takes time with me, guys. Sometimes, you know, I'm stubborn at first, but after a while thinking about it, I reflect on things. And now I'm seeing it the other way. Shock plot twist, huh, Ahmed?
What a plot twist indeed. What a plot twist indeed.
All right, he's making a meal out of it, Chris. I regret it.
On a serious note, no, but listen, I think you use a great example, like obviously of like, you know, as an artist, right? Because, you know, funnily enough, when we talk about artists, for example, one of the only ways they can realistically actually make money, funnily enough, yeah, if they're in like a contract, right, with like a music company like Universal, or you want to call it, right, is via the tickets, bro. That's they make, I think
that's a big portion of it,
right?
For sure.
That's a vast majority of their money, right? And with football, it's very similar. The vast majority of a lot of the money, like a good chunk of it, at least for some of these clubs, comes from the stadium, bro. From the selling the tickets for the chairs, right, for people to go to, then the food, then the alcohol, right, then the merchandise, right, then even the what's it called, the match day program. So you're getting a lot of money, right, just not only the £50 alone, but look at how much more you're getting out of it if the average customer is there. I think for me particularly, yeah, it's very harmful, in my personal opinion, obviously to the local fan, right, or like to the local person. If you're trying to get a ticket, right, and then you got all these scalpers coming in, it's crazy, bro, right? Because then, like, by the time you try to get a ticket, GG, mate, it's over, right? And I also think a good example of this, actually, that we can talk about in terms of like scarcity and stuff that has caused like this is, remember PlayStation 5s, right? Remember PlayStation 5s in COVID?
Oh, Chris remembers.
I remember this very well. Luckily, I got mine via a third party.
Accident. You had to like sign up for it, and you were like,
I had to sign up for it and do stuff, and queued up for it, right? Luckily, that's how I got mine. But like,
good old queue,
there were scalpers, bro, that were stealing a good half.
This is true,
right? And then they'll just
on eBay and such.
And then what were they doing on StockX or on eBay? We're selling for £200 more, bro. Right?
What's that second website you mentioned? Just gotta write that down.
StockX. But to be fair, that doesn't really exist anymore. By the way, because of the the fall off of like the NBA, not the NBA, sorry, but the boots and what are they called? What are they called? Like the stuff where they sell like the Nike shoes and stuff like that are really like rare.
Oh, I know you're talking. I mean, it's stuff like eBay, but there's actual sites committed to that stuff. I know
StockX used to be that specifically before he started doing that stuff. But yeah, sneakers. Yeah, it used to be like a sneaker stuff.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But like, essentially, that's one of my main issues, right? And that was my main thing, right? You're hurting the club on some way. You're also hurting the local fans that are trying to get into there, or just the fans that live in the UK in general. Because we're living in, a crisis in the UK in terms of like financially, cost of living crisis and everything like that. So, come on, lads, no one's trying to pay 180 quid. And that's, of course, let alone the fact that the club itself has increased, obviously, the prices, right, of the tickets. Yeah. Which, listen, you know what? That's another time for another day. But listen, there's valid arguments for the club to do that. Even I have to agree with that to an extent that there is valid reasons for the club to increase ticket prices, right? It has happened. And that's also costly, right? So we're already increasing the tickets as it is naturally. And then, if a scalper gets a ticket, it's getting boosted to the moon. If you get the reference, you understood what I mean by that. But it is what it is. But to the moon, like crypto coins. I mean, we're going to the moon, guys. No? All right, fair enough. Marshall's not with the culture, man. We got grandpa here. Grandpa. Chris understood the reference. I know Chris understood it.
I actually didn't hear it, so.
Chris, if I hit something, okay, Chris, if you ever hear someone say it's going to the moon, what is it, Chris? Yeah. See, Chris is like.
Well, I didn't hear you. Honestly, I think I had my volume low.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But listen, end of the day, it's a great thing. I already thought this was like the case, Marshall, because I think I've said this to you multiple times. I don't know. Maybe it's because when I buy tickets, I'm buying it from like guys that just resell it at face value, which is what I get at, which is basically the same price as it's been brought. So I have no idea.
Chris, what are your thoughts on this being now outlawed? Are you in favor? I mean, you're not a match going fan, but
I always go.
You always what, Chris?
I always go. You don't know about it.
Word in the street, Marshall. Word in the street, Marshall, is that Chris has been going to a lot of Bristol City.
What about the expression of
Bristol City is hilarious.
Hustlers got to hustle, man. Like hustlers got to hustle.
Hustlers gotta hustle. Are you a hustler, Chris?
they gotta get their money too.
He's a FIFA hustler, man. If you know, he's a FIFA hustler.
Well, they can hustle other things, Chris.
No, I agree. It is quite annoying because like it does stop you getting to that like concert or game or like armored to the PlayStation 5s. It took me like a year or something to get a PlayStation 5 because of that reason. They could do what WWE do and just raise the prices stupidly high, and maybe no one does that. Like I ain't heard WWE do that, like their ticket prices. Like, but yeah, it is a good thing they're doing that, honestly, because then everyone can have their chance to get it either through season ticket play, like get your season ticket and you get your chances, or being a member or whatever, you get a better chance, or just luckily get it by just ordering it, I guess. But yeah, Ahmed does say a lot of it fairness, so I do agree.
I do wish they would bring something like that to the States, because the one thing they do here to prevent it, and this was attempted early this season, right, which is having the loyalty membership at a certain tier, and then you get a code and you use that code to access the market to get tickets, and a lot of people were complaining about tickets being unavailable. I'm gonna refresh my memory. That was the case, right? Tickets being unavailable, even for a certain loyalty level of membership, and people complaining about what's the purpose of being a member if I can't even be guaranteed a ticket, so on and so forth. So
the thing is, I've not really brought tickets under the new system personally. But
okay.
Isn't there like a waiting line? And there was like
there's like a queue, and the queue is very long.
Like 200k people was in the waiting line or something like that. Was that the case? So like the new version, they've tried to make everything really online early. So like I said this before, when I went to the stadium for the last few games or so, like you have to have a barcode now to really get into the game, like an online or like via the Chelsea app.
A lot of things are like that now. Anyway.
Right now, like I can actually just show it to you real quickly whilst you guys are just talking, right? Chelsea. FC, which is like this, right? This is obviously
with this.
This is just the regular app. Obviously it says match day. Maybe
make sure none of your info comes through.
No. But like obviously you can see, obviously like you have this like here, but you see on the top barcode, right? For example, here under Ahmed, right? So this is tickets, for example, right? Okay, we don't need to look at that. But obviously I don't have any home tickets right now. You can see like this is like one of my old tickets, like the Chelsea celebration. Yeah, you can see it like this, and then obviously this is what it will kind of be like. Oh my god, it's really bright, but essentially you get something like this, and then you get like a barcode that will be with that, which you can scan, of course.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, listen, I want something like that to take place in the US, because it's bad enough that through these ticket brokering sites they get a large chunk of an online or convenience fee or whatever it is, and it's already like, okay, I understand charging for a service, but sometimes the fees for the service that you're charging for are through the roof and absolutely insane, and half the time it's it's a simple service fee. It's a simple machine doing everything. It's not like someone is going in there manually trying to, broker your ticket and all that stuff. I remember one time I bought a ticket that was like, let's just say for sake of an example, 50 quid. And the fees itself were more expensive than the actual ticket. So it's already bad enough that the ticket prices are high because of the fees that Ticketmaster and other these ticket brokering sites charge, let alone that there are people out there paying these prices, getting the tickets before and in bulk, getting these tickets before real fans or actual interested parties can go, and they're making money off of the name of Chelsea without putting in really much work outside of just being sure you're first in that queue, so you can. And half the time it's also bots as well. bots standing in the line just so they can buy tickets for you, and then you flip them for profit. Yeah, and half the time you can't beat the bots anyways. So all these preventative measures to prevent scalpers from getting the tickets when you could just ban it altogether, and there's no point in having scalpers. Yes, I'm going to scalp 10 tickets so I can sell it by law at face value. So it's like, you know what? Bring it to the US, man. Stop these ticket scalpers. Let's just ban
let's be honest,
hiking
Marshall.
up resale
Let's
prices.
be honest, Marshall. Can you be honest, Marshall?
RSM, me and you will start a protest, man. We got this.
Let's be honest, Marshall. Triple C capitalism is in the US, mate. You guys,
Canelo Alvarez?
Triple G or Triple C, whatever you want to call it, man. We are Green FC. Remember that, man?
I don't know.
You know what I
Sounds
mean?
like
You know
a
what I
broke
mean?
person problem to me. I ain't gonna lie,
Listen,
man.
man,
Since
you know,
you
I'm
get your money
sorry,
up,
man.
not
We're not as greedy.
Get your money up, not your money up,
But
bro.
we're not that
Ahmed's
greedy.
wise
You
with
know
his
what
money,
I
man.
mean?
He's saving it.
Nah, listen. If you ain't
Listen.
got
Oh, this
motion,
belongs
just
to the
say so, man.
streets.
That's it. It's that simple. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got motion. It's all
man.
good, bro.
Listen, man. RSM, mate. Just let me know when you pay £150 per ticket, mate. I'm waiting.
I pay £150 for
Yeah, what the hell are you talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah,
We're already
yeah.
paying those prices.
It's not for French, I mean. I have to say, to be more specific, of course. Sorry, my apologies.
Got you. No, I mean, listen, man. We got Todd Bowley as owner, so soon come.
Yeah.
I dare him, man. Listen, he don't know me, bro. I will be the organizer. I will be the organizer.
Damn.
Do it, mate. I dare you.
I'm about to pull up to Todd Bowley like.
Say that. You won that debate.
No, man.
You sure want to do this, bro?
Listen. I saw what's it called? He did an interview or something like in the US something, and he was
Lavia?
He was no.
Or Bowley?
Bowley. He was talking heavy, man. He was talking heavy.
He has TikTok. He has TikTok. I ain't gonna lie. It was TikTok. You're not right. Yeah, he was TikTok. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh man, so that's the situation with the ticket scalping. It's gonna be a big change that's very much needed. Let me move on to the next topic, which I'm sure Ahmed's gonna really enjoy talking about this. Let me just put the title in here because I forgot to do it. Let's talk about it. Some impressive stats have come out during international break in regards to the UK and Tommy T. Thomas Tuchel is expected to contact Liam Delap to discuss what he needs to do to earn his first England call-up, which, hey, it could happen. You never know. There's still time. And this, Thomas Tuchel for England. 11 consecutive competitive wins for the first time ever, ladies and gents. 8 out of 8 wins in World Cup qualifiers. 22 goals scored. 0 conceded. Qualification for the 2026 World Cup is essentially done. Now, listen, I understand it's not that competitive of a qualifier for the UK. Regardless, 0 goals conceded is an impressive feat. 22 goals scored when us, the viewers, when we did watch England under Southgate, wow. Boring football, one goal victories. Like it was no goals, no attack, nothing. And then breaking records, 11 consecutive wins on the trot for the first time ever in qualification. It's an impressive feat, Ahmed. Surely you must admit this.
Nah.
Group
Come on,
K.
Ahmed.
Group K.
Is it Group K?
Yeah, that's it.
Group K. You know what K stands for? Kill is a group of death, bro. Respect it.
Listen, I just want to say, listen, this is Group K. Yeah, but all right.
Who was
England's
biggest
Listen,
challenge?
whoa.
Serbia, I think.
They
Right?
had Albania in the team, yeah. Let's get this
Yo, hold up. I mean, listen, you asked the UK, ask a British person what they think of an Albanian, they get scared. So, you know what I'm saying? That's not an easy group. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, all right. But listen, Albania, okay? They don't even play Broja anymore, and he's already essentially like a broken player.
He did play, but he was
He's
injured.
he's essentially a broken player. Obviously, best wishes to him because he got really injured again, badly apparently. Again,
Can you guys
I
name a
wish
player
him.
from Albania?
I wish him.
About
No,
Broja?
we can't really name anyone there. Serbia is a wash side full of old men. You know what I mean? That's it. Latvia, I can't even name you one player from Latvia. The only thing I know about Latvia is when I passed by it to get to another country when I was in the car. Simple as that. That's all I can give you about Latvia right now.
You know what? And they say Americans don't know their geography. Respect Latvia, man. Country with
What does
much
that
history.
mean? I've been to Latvia geographically. I've just passed through it. That's it. Oh, Latvia. Andorra. Andorra who? Andorra who? That's what you need to start saying. Andorra who? Loki. Another Eastern European side that I have zero clue of. Yeah? They literally didn't even get a point, I think. But listen, either way, Osama being too Taliban, doing what he does best, being a terrorist, making sure no goals go in. So we should give
Isn't that their favorite kind of football, though? I'm starting to like, you know,
It is.
read through the cracks.
You know what the British people think about Germans. That's all I'm gonna say.
Listen, man, we don't forget. How about that?
I'm putting 2 and 2 together now, Ahmed.
We don't forget.
Because I remember RSM. You were probably here. You've probably heard it from the bird's mouth. He likes Allegri ball. That's his favorite manager.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm just like, all these anti-terrorists while still working with the terrorists.
Allegri is a reformed terrorist. You know, he updates his game to the team when necessary. That's why I always give credit to my boy Don Allegri. You know, Don Allegri, he speaks a lot of facts about the game. Me and him see the game in the same way. You know, he already said the game has already been studied.
So 2 washed individuals.
The game is already been studied. All of the tactics are available for the game. You cannot evolve the game further. Me and him agree on that about the sport of football. And as such, we just go back into our playbook and find the relevant tactic for the relevant team. But at the end of the day with England, I don't really like to do. I think any England fan themselves will tell you this, and I will say this too. Quite simply, it qualifies, bro. It is expected of England to qualify. Basically, flying.
That's fun. Listen, I'm not highlighting the fact that you guys qualified. I'm highlighting that you conceded 0 goals in the process.
You're meant to be doing that. I'm saying that you're actually meant to be doing that, though. You're meant to be qualifying with the highest standards. That goes for quite a few of the bigger powerhouse teams, right?
Yeah, but have you guys done it before? When was the last time you qualified with 0 goals conceded?
With England, what you need to understand, Marshall, is that I don't think people in England care about that. I'll be honest with you, mate. The World Cup that was last one here was 1966, bro. I don't think
that's what I'm saying. Boo this man.
Wait,
listen.
I agree.
They won the World Cup.
Boo this man.
No, listen.
I don't disagree.
Hey,
go
at
ahead.
least they won one.
You understand that, Marshall. You understand that,
Bro, Allegri, bro, 2025, man.
I get what you're saying, Ahmed, but I think you're also speaking for yourself to an extent.
Maresca out, Allegri in. That's what I'm saying, mate. That's what I'm saying.
Listen. How about you respect 2 Chainz, the person who brought us the second UCL. Respect 2 Chainz, man.
I respect Kai Havertz. I respect Kai Havertz.
Respect 2 Chainz. That's a lie too. That's a lie.
I respect Kai Havertz.
That's a lie.
Nah,
You just lying, bro.
You are absolutely lying. We will pull up the VODs, man. We'll pull up the past, the debates.
I respect Mason Mount for making the pass.
So we just lying. So we just lying. And you know what? And I respect Gallagher. Facts. You know, since
Ahmed, let's run it back. Ahmed, you know what? Let's run it back. This time you defend Havertz and I'll go against Havertz. We'll run it back, bro.
That's gonna look weird.
Since you're talking so highly of Havertz now.
You know, I want to give credit to Havertz for having that spatial awareness to know that we're
not hearing the spatial awareness.
Shout out Ederson for not being able to stop a shot,
that's what you would say.
That's crazy. Yeah, that Chris, you know what? You too, bro.
You did say that.
You too, bro.
You did forget how
You too, bro. All right.
Anyways,
you didn't need to come talk to the ref. You didn't need to come talk to the ref.
You was Kai Havertz's cock.
Listen, he used
Shut up, Chris.
Mark used to be the most serial gaslighter, bro, on this stream.
You know what? I can't get
when we used to talk about DH, when we used to talk about Havertz, he used to gaslight me. Fuck out on the streets.
Hey, if you guys remember, if you're an OG.
I'm just losing, man. Every time I win, I just lose.
Hey, Ziyech gave us some sensational wars, man. So did Sterling. So did Havertz. I'm just
No,
saying,
I
man.
feel like with Sterling, everyone gave up on.
You know, everybody give it up with Sterling.
You were one of the last soldiers, bro. You're one of the last fighters.
Yeah, I brought a shirt, so like I had to defend him a little bit, man. I had a shirt for him. You know what I mean? I can't let him go like that,
That's why he
man.
defended Havertz too.
I had no idea you had a shirt.
No,
Ain't
you had the
no
Kai Havertz shirt.
way.
You did, yeah. German.
Well, I know you had the Havertz shirt. You got a Sterling shirt?
I showed it on the stream, like when we
Yeah, he
were
did.
on the
Hold on.
stream.
Unfortunately, Ahmed also got a Lavia stream, a Lavia shirt, which explains a lot, man.
Oh yeah, you got Lavia. You got.
Listen, you know, I literally got the financial stuff I do because of a Lavia joke. I said I made more appearances at Stamford Bridge than Lavia did this season. And actually, I checked it out. Yeah, statistically, it's correct. I've had more appearances at Stamford Bridge than Lavia.
So whatever you put your
That's
stocks into,
wild.
we need to run away from basically.
Facts.
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
pretty much.
Gusto, mate. You know what I mean? Team of the week card.
With-
Let's
you just had Gusto.
Oh my days,
Team of the
bro.
week card. I saw that, bro. I was thinking of buying
Hold
it.
on to your horses. We'll talk about Malo Gusto. All right. Well, that's the whole, obviously, the situation with I don't even know what the
I
fuck.
actually
Too
think
cool
England
is
have a
England.
good
Yeah,
World
go
Cup
ahead.
there. No, England
I think so too. I think this is their best chance of winning in a long time. I'll say that. Will they? I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Ahmed brings up a good point. It's kind of one of those like, let's see how they perform in the World Cup because the qualifier, yeah, you're supposed to be the dominant team, top of the table. I'm impressed by the clean sheet record. I'm impressed by, the 11 consecutive games won. Sure. But it's one thing to do it in group stages. Another thing to see how this team plays. Because to be fair, it's had its criticism and a good amount of it valid. But at the end of the day, like the results are results. I don't really care. I think none of us here as Chelsea fans care how we play as long as the results are there. Yeah, we'll see what happens with Tuchel's England, obviously, when the World Cup comes kicking around. And we'll probably be here reacting to World Cup games. So, the content will keep pushing and we'll obviously be there. Let's actually talk about this since we're, let's just go through it. It's coming up, the Cardiff City game. Just some quick news in regards to the Cardiff City game. We'll probably make this a quick topic because there's not really much to discuss, but this is pretty prominent to the game. Cardiff City are not expected to get permission to play Loney Omari Kellyman against his parent club in the Carabao Cup after the tentative verbal requests. They have not had handwritten permission, or they have not had written permission from Chelsea. Listen, it's probably one of their best players, but
He's not. He barely played for them, mate.
okay. So
He's having a really bad load, by the way.
When do we play him, by the way?
He's having a really bad load, bro.
we've never played him, Chris. We've never played him.
When are we playing? We have played him.
Oh! I think like a week from today or 2 weeks. Wait, when is the Cardiff
They used to be in
City?
the Premier League.
2 weeks,
It's
right?
basically next week. It's basically next week.
Because we have
Next week?
Burnley,
No way.
Burnley Saturday. Then Tuesday we have Barca.
I'm looking.
Then
They're down at the
Sunday we have Arsenal, and then afterwards it's Cardiff City, I believe.
Yeah, so
December
basically
16th.
next week, basically.
It's not basically next week.
It
26
kind
days
of
away.
is, Chris.
It's
2 weeks.
basically
It's 2 weeks. It's in 2 weeks,
It's
Chris.
like 10 days, Chris, man. That's less than 2 weeks,
Bro, it's
bro.
20
It's in like
16th of December.
13 days, Chris. I think. Wait, 16th of December.
Yes.
Oh, so it's
Yes, in fact.
1, 2.
What?
My God,
That's a whole
I-
month.
Oh, it's 4 weeks. It's a whole month
I
away.
said
Holy
26
shit.
days. You guys were just blanking me.
Oh, okay. Well, my
My
bad,
bad,
my
Chris,
bad,
my
Chris.
bad.
My bad.
Apologies, mate. Apologies, mate.
Yeah. It's Ahmed's
I thought I was
fault, Chris.
tripping. I think we're playing them again.
Yeah, no. It's just the
Tuchel
one
out,
game.
mate. Tuchel out.
This guy. But yeah, so no Omari Kellyman for Cardiff. Doesn't look like it. I mean, if there's an update, we'll update you, and we're probably going to do a preview of that game anyways, or discuss it in brief when it comes up. So let's move on to the next topic, and that is the Globe Soccer Awards. Now, seeing that there's soccer in the name, it's probably a North American award. So, or something along the lines of that. Let's look into this. So this is kind of a rage-based segment I put into this, right? So nominations for best coach are Enzo Maresca. Best men's player Cole Palmer's nominated Best Midfielder. Cole Palmer's in the nominations. Best Women's Players are Sandy Baltimore, Lucy Bronze, Hannah Hampton. Best Men's Club, Chelsea FC. Best Women's Club, Chelsea FC, the Women's FC. One thing I forgot to mention was this one. Best Sporting Directors, Lauren Stewart and Paul Winstanley.
There's only fake awards when you see soccer on anyway, so don't believe it.
Okay, fair enough, Chris. But
It's not real.
I'm kind of baffled that they're even being in consideration for this. I don't know. That's a weird one to me.
Estevao tax, bro. It's Estevao tax.
You think so? Estevao tax and Cole Palmer tax?
Estevao tax. Yep. That's
Maybe the
literally
women's
it.
team count to it as well. Like women's sport, like direction. I
Yeah,
guess.
but the
I-
women's team don't
I
even
don't
do
think
like
they-
scouting, brother. They just buy the best players.
True.
Like, how hard is it to scout
Yeah.
the best player in the
honestly don't
MLS?
know. I know they buy
respectfully?
some good players, but I don't know if they actually do scout or not.
Yeah, I don't know. It's bizarre to me that these guys are, on this list. I mean,
Wait,
credit that they got Cole Palmer. That's cool. Credit that they were able to get Estevao, but outside of that, I mean, should you be getting major plaudits because you got Moises Caicedo?
No,
like,
they struggled.
should you? And you struggled to get him through the
They
line.
made like 15 million more.
Should
Not with Enzo
you
either, because
gets
like,
plaudits
the
for
manager's not
Enzo?
manager. No, because the owners had to come. They had to
Yeah,
hold their hands.
Exactly. Plaudits for Robert Sanchez? Like, I don't know. This is a weird one for me. Obviously, I hope that everyone from Chelsea
I mean,
win,
we'll see
barring
what
the
happens with
directors. I
Gwenda
mean, we don't
Players as
want.
well. Like,
Yeah, time will tell with those guys. But, like, it's a weird award,
Santos,
people.
I give him Santos.
For getting to. Oh, Andre Santos. Andre
Yeah, that's a good
Santos.
scout.
Okay.
I actually do.
Yeah, you know what? You can give him credit for that. But, like, I don't know.
Oh, 100.
I've-
Hold up. We have to give him credit
Jackson,
for that. That brother was playing in the B League in Brazil. I'll give him that much, bro.
Yeah.
Vasco da Gama, right?
Yeah, I'll give him that much.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
They
you
know
definitely
scout
got to
in
give
Brazil.
him. That's like
By
one of
the-
their highlights.
Or,
But
yeah, South
you
America.
look at Disasi, you look at Benoit, you look
Do I have to
at.
look at the Sassi?
You don't have to. You have Malagusa, who's been up and down, right? Lavia, who's been injury prone. Garnacho,
Fofana,
you name it. There's a whole laundry list of players in that you could just as much criticize for not living up to the name or
Not
not.
much of a scout, but Cucurella was a good buy.
Yeah, but that was Bowley. That was before Paul.
These guys were also at
Stanley,
These guys were also at Brighton. They again just did their
Yeah.
old homework, bro. Like,
Yeah, so I think it's a weird award. I don't think they're gonna win it. I don't think they should because I feel like
they're
if you
not-
give,
okay.
unless it's deserved, if you give these directors any more credit than they have, I feel like it's just
We'll keep
gonna
putting
lead
up
us
10
down
years
a
if they win it.
yeah, exactly, Chris. That's
They
the
can't win
point.
it.
So yeah, we'll see what happens with that award if we hear anything about it, but it's weird to have seen the directors on that. All right, on to the next topic I wanted to bring up, which, the surprise kind of got ruined, but I'll still pretend like it didn't. Chris, it's your favorite segment. It's back. Kit
I'm gonna take a
leaks.
picture of these kits and then end it like next season. And if they know when they're the same, like you need like deactivate this account or something.
I'm not gonna deactivate my account, Chris.
I don't know. You gotta get rid of it. Delete it.
So here's a little bit of a color scheme
Is that a
preview.
badge?
I would hope so.
Take a
CFC.
picture. I'm saving it.
Let's hope it doesn't stand for Casually FC and
There's a
stands for
leak kit,
Chelsea
like-
FC.
In November.
Chris is gonna like a white
Yeah.
kit. Chris is definitely gonna like a white kit, innit?
I don't know
We'll
what you
give
mean
it
by that.
way.
Chelsea's 2026-2027 third kit will primarily be white.
Oh,
Can I ask a question,
read
guys?
it.
Yeah, I've got a theory. I've got a
Here
little
we go.
cheeky theory.
Okay.
Yeah,
interesting.
all right,
What's your
let's hear
cheeky
it.
theory?
the badge. Are we thinking that's the new? That's not having the new badge in the future.
Dude,
New.
you mean going back to the old badge?
Yeah.
That's not the
No.
old badge. That's not the old badge. It's a different version.
Oh
of
no,
the
no,
old
no, definitely not. No, no, definitely not. Definitely
badge.
not.
I'm just saying.
No, I know it won't be, just because of the fact that I know like a lot of shirt manufacturers and even just like companies in general, they don't do the very intricate designs anymore, like with the line and stuff, because it doesn't translate well to like online spaces. It doesn't look really good when you like minimize it. Like a lot of the detail gets lost. So no shot they're gonna go back to that.
I'll be real,
Like
though,
maybe limited
Aston
edition
Villa's-
type of runs, but
They copied our badge, Aston Villa. We need to change it.
No,
you look
they
at
need to
side by
change
side,
it.
Yeah, we need to
no, I know
change
they
it.
definitely did, but like I don't really care.
Mhm.
You know,
They copied
little
us.
bros, whatever, man.
Little pro. We'll continue on. So the last time Chelsea had a truly white third kick was back in 2016-17
Oh, that was a good catch.
during during the Premier
great
League
kick.
title
That's
winning.
a very specific
campaign.
word in there. Truly white.
I'm
Very
a-
Yo,
specific in the
yeah,
word,
I'm
bro.
in chill, bro. Oh my god.
That was
Nah,
You
bro.
like it?
Yeah,
Nah.
that was the beat.
As opposed to the
Nah, bro.
beige that we currently have in our away kit, my friend. Okay, as opposed to that.
Marshall, you know what I mean? It's crazy.
That listen,
I mean, we reading between the
Oh,
lines. What you
Ampadu,
saying?
man, and Aston
really,
Villa
really
Ampadu.
are.
I
Really
didn't
are.
read
They
him
are.
in the lines there,
Ampadu
man.
had dreads then.
Now he's at Leeds,
can't-
about to get
I
relegated.
can't read this, bro.
Like,
Chelsea's third kit next season will be white. And the last time Chelsea had a truly white third kit was back in 2016-17. Oh, man. All right.
interesting wording, but
Sure.
it's a nice kit though. That was a nice kit. Simple.
I kind of don't want a white
colours?
kit. I'll be so real with you.
I always like a yellow kit, white
Yeah,
kit.
but we
blue
had a
kit.
white
No,
kit.
yeah,
Like, we
yellow
had a
kit, I'm
somewhat
Those are, like,
white
my
kit.
primary colors, like
I'm good off the yellow kit, bro. I'm not going to. Like if it's not an Ecuador kit, I'm good.
fair.
Oh, no, I don't need another yellow Bumblebee
And when I went on the
Dortmund
beach,
kit.
man, wearing the
Exactly,
Chelsea
thank
yellow
you.
kit, I got chased by a bee.
That season, we had the worst kits, barring the third kit. I thought the third kit was pretty fire, but that season where we won I think that was the season we won the UCL. We had the crazy Croatian weird pattern kit, and then we had the also weird, well, that wasn't weird. It was more normal, the Dortmund kit. Just, no.
Or you
none
had
of
a
that.
completely yellow kit.
And
Why not bring back like orange or like
No,
another
we had
color,
like a
bro?
completely yellow kit. I think this season as well.
yeah, I
wasn't it?
know. I wore one before. I literally
yeah.
got
This
one for
season,
Asprey's.
no.
Was it Asprey's?
Yes, it was. We had that white kit, and we had the yellow kit that was really yellow.
What, this?
season.
When?
Oh, you're talking about this season. This one on the screen.
Yeah, this one on screen. Yeah, we also had the really yellow kit. Remember, Marshall? Was this completely? It was like
I
yellow.
don't remember.
Oh, yeah, it's the yellow kit. I think it's the same season or the
Oh
season
yeah,
before.
yeah. That's
Oh,
when I had Asprey
shit.
on it, I think.
My mouse is acting up. Okay, let me see if I can look this up.
Wow, and N'Golo Kante's always been bold, eh? He just loves the number 0.
Oh, random.
No, this wasn't the season
And
we
also-
had a yellow kit.
And I also just point out that N'Golo's not even smiling here. You know what happened? Why is he angry?
Oh, he just
He
came
didn't
to
want to take a
Chelsea, man.
picture.
This was the season we had the black kits with the stripes and then the
Oh,
neon
fair
yellow accents.
You know what kit
the
I
neon
loved
accents.
actually?
That's a
I
nice
think it's
kit.
like 2013. The black kit with like the blue squares, like.
That's what I'm
facing out.
saying. Like,
I love that.
bring back another black kit or something.
Oh, yeah, black kits are like.
Yeah, because we already had the white kit this season with the away kit. It's not white; it's like an off-white, but still, like, just change it up. Change it up, because I don't know. Let's see when it comes out. Obviously, it might, our opinions might differ, but as of right now, I'm
We
not.
didn't even see kit. We
I
just
like
saw
it.
badge leak. That's it.
We just saw colors.
What
yeah,
kind of leak kit is that?
I don't mind the crest. The crest is cool. Like, I like that retro crest, but yeah. Speaking on, you know what? Since I'm here, I might as well bring this up too. Speaking on the kit, there may or may not have been a little bit of a hiccup in terms of the front of shirt sponsor. So Nazar Kinsella gave us a bit of an update. I'm inclined to believe the previous source that we read, Lawrence Bishek, right? I think that's how you say it. The guy that usually does the sponsorship news, then Nazar. But Let's just read it anyways. On front of shirt sponsorship. There have been rumors about Oracle becoming Chelsea's main sponsor. However, official sources still say it is an open, ongoing process involving multiple potential partners. Oracle is certainly the type of company Chelsea would like to work with, a strong blue chip brand, but only on a long-term basis and at around £55 million per season. For now, all I can say is that the process remains ongoing and it is still unclear when the club will announce a deal. So it hasn't been officially announced yet. Obviously, if you want a kit without sponsorship, hop on that now, because if you wait too long, good chances are you're gonna be shit out of luck and have to get the kit with the sponsorship. And I'm referring more to the away kit. Obviously, some people like the away kit. Most people like the away kit without the sponsorship, right, to not ruin the design. But yeah, once it gets announced, people, shirts will also be changed over.
If you can guess.
When will it be announced? Before the end of the month.
You reckon?
I think. Do you know why? You know why? Do you know why I agree with him? Because December is like the most congested, like game wise. December January period. So if they don't have it by then that's like a ton of games they're missing out money on if they don't have a sponsor.
Not only that, but it's also the holiday season, right? You want people to buy kits. Preferably you'd want to do it now, but I think the ship has sailed in terms of like approaching Black Friday deals, but people are still doing Christmas shopping, late Christmas shopping. They released their Christmas line as well. So I think that in tandem with the Christmas line that Chelsea came out with, they're going to try to get it done at least by the month, end of month. Ahmed, you were going to say something?
I'm going to be honest. It ain't happening until Jan.
There's no way. There's no way.
I mean, there's something, you know, I've got a little gut feeling here. Dan, I'm going to be honest with you, mate.
All right. Well, good thing your gut isn't always right.
And I wanted to say, the fact we can't get a 55 million deal, I don't know how that's possible, by the way. 55, I felt like has always been somewhat reasonable to be able to get.
I mean, allegedly, they're saying it was because of the fact that of the
charges. Yeah.
I really... you know, my opinion on that is a bit. I'm not too sure about that one, mate. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not too sure about that one.
Feeling it?
I'm not feeling just how strong that is.
Well, I just think we're gonna get a slap on the wrist. We're gonna pay a fine that they already knew they were gonna pay.
That's how I was thinking too, bro. I feel like it's getting a bit juiced up, man. It's getting a bit juiced up, Marshall.
Agreed.
Huh? Sure. Sure. No, I agree too, I guess. But yeah, we'll keep posted on this, but I'm not trusting Ahmed's gut on this one.
Without being a sponsor.
Marshall, can we just do a little cheeky thing, yeah? Marshall,
sure.
You will give me 50 British pound sterling if we get a front of shirt sponsor by the end of before December the 1st.
What are you getting 50 pounds?
What do I get if you're wrong?
I will do something related to any. I would do like expose myself video or something like that on your channel about a player of your choice that you think.
What do you mean by that? Did you say expose yourself?
No, exposing myself, like, you know what I mean.
On camera.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on the channel.
Okay. Now, also Ayo, but hold up. Yo, squad, we got a huddle for this one. What should we make Ahmed do if I win this bet?
Yo,
squad huddle.
Has to be some sort of like
a Mark Cucurella expose video.
No, he has to give you. No, he should. You should think about it, but he should have to say something that you can use in like an audio clip. Like the Maresca out is golden. Like, he needs one of those.
Shave himself bald, but
he won't agree to that. It's got to be something he agrees to. All right. Let's bring Ahmed back into the room. Let's bring Ahmed back to the room. Let's bring Ahmed back into the negotiating room. Ahmed, welcome back to the negotiating room. Is shaving your head something you would agree to?
That is off the table, I'm afraid.
Okay, we have to renegotiate. Ahmed, we'll be right back with you. All right, we'll renegotiate.
Ahmed can't afford it.
Ahmed's out of the room. All right, something more realistic, Chris.
12 raw eggs.
I'm thinking maybe make him buy a Cucurella kit.
That's a shout, actually.
That's a hell of
That is a shout. That is a shout.
That is like winning the war.
Yeah, kinda. Ahmed, Cucurella kit.
I am willing to put the
And honestly, you could even wait until the end of the season when prices are discounted to buy it, because I know they get pricey. But you get it with the sponsor with Cucurella on the back if I win.
I promise I will do that for you, mate.
All right, it's a deal,
What is it
people.
then? Like, say it out.
So if the sponsorship gets announced before January, Ahmed buys a Cucurella kit with the sponsorship whenever he sees fit to buy it, but he will buy it this season at least, right? If it doesn't come out before January, then I have to send Ahmed 50 quid.
50 quid.
50 Great British quids.
50 quid.
So you heard it here, chat.
Okay.
Jot it down, write it in your death note and all that
You also have
stuff.
to at least wear it once. Like,
Yeah, you have to wear it
on the
once,
channel,
obviously.
like,
Yeah,
that's-
I'm sure.
yeah,
I'm sure.
for
he
sure,
will.
for sure.
How would I not wear
Of
it,
course.
Chris? How would I
No,
not
no,
wear it?
Yeah,
and hold on, no. And anytime Cucurella scores, you have to take out the shirt. No. Because he scores. He scores.
He might
for
do
us,
that
so-
anyways. But there's the bet, people. We'll keep an eye on the sponsorship. We'll
I mean,
see.
listen, we'll also get to talk about Ahmed's
You're
other
not
favorite
confident,
right
Marshall,
back at the club. So
I mean, since you brought it up, we might as well discuss this.
Ahmed's always down for a
No, you
league
tricked him, man. You already
play
signed him.
sesh.
Yeah, let's let. Oh wait, I thought you were talking about Malagusto.
I am. Hey, where did Malagusto
okay.
come from?
Ligon, yeah, Ligon.
There you go.
People, we're gonna talk about Malagusto, and here's why. The Athletic came out with a article and a pretty descriptive article on
Athletic
Malagusto.
losing credibility day by day.
I mean, we'll discuss it because I think there's some validity to what's being said, right? So, according to The Athletic, Chelsea's unsung hero this season is Malo Gusto. Chelsea's best performances this season have invariably come with Malo Gusto in their starting lineup, and the difference when he isn't there is striking. Chelsea have won all 6 games he's begun in the Premier League, scoring 2.7 goals per game and conceding just 0.3. In the other 5 matches, they have lost 3 times and drawn 2 times. Gusto's importance extends beyond the black and white of results, though. He shifts seamlessly between fullback and midfield and advanced wide roles, using his positioning to form triangles that keep the team connected across the right flank. In last month's win against Liverpool, he stepped into the midfield as a hybrid fullback, helping control possession and stretch play. Against Tottenham a couple of weeks ago, he held deeper, providing balance while still progressing the ball forward. That adaptability allows head coach Enzo Maresca to tailor the system to different opponents without losing fluency, and it reflects a player who is growing rapidly in both awareness and responsibility. Now,
Glaze sesh.
Go be. Look at that, man. Look at that. Malo El Gusto, man. El
Last few
Gusto.
four-
Absolute.
three
You need
games,
Mario
like,
W.
yeah,
Gusto?
My God.
You don't think
Malo
he played well in the
W.
last
Gusto.
3-4 games?
Montiel Gusto. Let's go.
I think he has played well.
Defensive.
I'm not denying that.
Solid.
I mean, I think this article boasts about it a little too much, to be frank. But I'm not going to deny that he's in the team for a reason. He starts for a reason. He does have this utility role to him that Maresca likes to use. We saw it with KDH last season when Malo Gusto was really struggling. Now that Malo Gusto's kind of found his feet a little more, listen, he hasn't, for me, and I'm sure RSM will agree with me on this, he hasn't lived up to the bar he set himself 2 seasons ago with Poch. I don't think he's been that good yet. At least this season, he hasn't had as good of a season as that season. But he has had some games so far this season where he's actually been pretty good. And I do think there is some validity to what's being said, the link-up play and just the ability to help with the attack. It was really prominent. If you really want to see what they're talking about here in The Athletic, it's really prominent if you watch the game against PSG. How Malo Gusto was used to really attack that right flank of PSG's, along with Cole Palmer, the connection. I'm curious to see what the team is going to look like when Cole Palmer is back and Malo Gusto is available as well, how they're going to interchange and how they're going to play and how each can potentially bring out the best of the rest of the team. And at times, I think that's also the role he's given to bring the best out of the rest of the team. Defensively, he's been all right as well. Not terrible. Not as good as that Pochettino season. So I think there is some validity to what's being said by The Athletic. I think it's one of those things that maybe on the eye test, it doesn't look impressive. I could be wrong. But I'll be keeping a closer eye on Malo Gusto going forward because I do think there has been a lot of criticism this season, rightfully so for some instances, about Malo Gusto. And I think sometimes it's a little unfair. But what do you guys think? Is this... I mean, we'll start with RSM. You thought it was a glazed sesh. What do you think is the actual truth here, the reality of Malo Gusto?
Nah, to be honest, I think Malo Gusto, we can say pretty much during this first season, the first season Maresca was suffering a lot. Like his brother clearly was not understanding what was required of him. And I think a little bit Maresca was also trying to fit, a square peg in a round hole. And it became glaringly obvious, especially in the times where he was asking him to, play that right half space. We saw Kwa on the left. Remember, it became a whole thing. I remember that. It was like during the Maresca out times, and I always said about Gusto is, Gusto gave us one really good season under Poch, and then he gave us a poor season under Maresca, so I'll judge him on this season. And as of this season, honestly, I can't complain too much. I think one of the biggest things that happened last season, whether it be lack of confidence, whatever you want to say, his defending was poor last season. This season, going forward, he's looked better, and I think that's down to not only him, but Maresca, I think, is kind of realizing, okay, I can ask Gusto to invert in situations, but this brother, he can't play like a false 10. Like he can't link up the play that I want him to. He's not the one to finish the goals. He's not a Cucurella essentially. So I'm gonna try to play him to his strengths while still trying to implement my tactics, and I think it's gone well this season. I think this season, I think maybe bar the Munich game, because I don't think he had a great Munich game. I think Gusto's been I think he's been good. I can't really complain too much. And honestly, I don't know. I think it's a bit of a weird statistic because I don't think the reason why we win or lose games is Gusto being on the pitch. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. I think it's just it just so happens to be the case. If it was over like an entire season or a bit more of a sample size, I'd be like, yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, because I was gonna ask, what do you think that stat is? It's just coincidence?
I think as of now, if it maintains throughout the entire season, remember Man City with Rodri, that at that point it's not a stat. True. It's like he is the sole reason that the stat exists. With Gusto, I think there's a lot of circumstances outside of him because I don't think he's a player, for example, like Reece James, where it's like Reece James, has shown us multiple times he will win a game by himself, or he will score a goal or a free kick that will tie the game in the dying moments. He's done that for us. So, I don't think Gusto has the same impact. I do think again. I'm down to be proven wrong. If it gets to the end of the season and all of our games come when he starts or when he plays, fair enough. You know what I'm saying? Fair enough. But I think Gusto has been better this season. I don't know if it, warrants an article by The Athletic, doing a bit of a glaze sesh. I don't know, what kind of money Ahmed slid under the table for The Athletic to do that, but
fair.
Those are my thoughts on it.
I just want to say personally, if this just can't say we know the level of glaze sesh that Arsenal would want. You want a double glaze, a triple glaze, maybe a quadruple glaze, or that. But
but the thing is, exactly, you glaze Caicedo, it makes sense. Nobody's mad about this. Okay, yeah, fair enough.
He's one of our best players, if not
He's
best.
been lost this season. He's been trash.
That's an interesting theory.
What?
That's what don't engage. We don't have to engage when he says things. We just don't. We can choose not to.
I just have to. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we just choose not to engage.
If you need to repeat yourself, just for people who didn't hear what you said.
I'm just saying that he's not been as good as he was last season, and that's a fair take to have.
I mean, it's quite hard. He was unreal last season. So, and we're in November. It's hard to really judge which season was better. Maybe you're right.
Send Ahmed back to retirement. I've never been retired.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I looked over at my yellow card and I thought about it. I really did think about it. I was like,
I've not been retired, Cat. I don't know if people know this.
Ahmed is on the yellow already.
Bridges and bigger and better. I think he's hold that. PKO.
I mean, with Gusto, I think the last 3-4 games, Tottenham.
Yeah, Chris, you've been fair about Gusto.
Well, I like him. I do. I just don't think he has the technical ability like Reece, like you talked about, to go forward on the ball, pass it, or cross it, or shoot, or just awareness, where to be. But with Gusto, he knows how he's got a good work rate. He knows how to move around, like be a nuisance. He can defend. We've seen it this season.
Yeah, we've seen it this season.
He's definitely picked it up again, and I think Enzo Maresca's, like you said, like he's got the best out of him. He can defend. He could be. I remember that Liverpool game. He's a nuisance, just running everywhere in that midfield. So, I never think about like replacing him because I think he's still a good like backup. Like he's not that guy to be a starter like in and out like every game, but like if you need to do a job, he can do it. I think like this season he's picked it up, I think for sure. But
Ahmed, I have a question to ask you specifically about this.
Talk to me.
Do you think if
so what?
What?
He said talk to you, didn't he?
Okay, I'll look past this. Do you think Malo Gusto would be used the way he's being used now if, for example, let's say KDH stayed at the club? Because it feels like he's using him similar to how he wanted to use KDH, which is a utility player that can play right wings, or not that he can play it well, but like, you know what I'm saying?
No, I actually think he uses him that way because he was using him like that last season too. He played Gusto right wing last season. You forget that he played Gusto in the middle last season. He played Gusto at right back last season. So he's done that quite a few times. He's even played Gusto left back last season too.
Yeah, never again, not left back. But you are right. He did play left back.
Yeah, no, he was playing all over the pitch. I mean,
I look at KGH as a 10 anyway. Like if we had KGH, Bernate wouldn't be here. That's how I.
True. Yeah, that's also true.
Like the reason why Gusto's playing that midfield is because Asugo's gone. Lavia's, he's in and out. Like Caicedo sometimes.
That barbecue is here.
You know what
I mean?
What? What happened?
It's okay, Chris. You go.
No, like I think the reason he's playing is because Sugo and Lavia mainly being out, and like you need he can be that defensive midfield you want if Caicedo's not available. Why is Ahmed dying?
Just look in private chat and keep it to yourself. But yeah. So I do have a feeling that. Yeah, nothing would have changed this season even if KDH stayed. But like in part, I feel like Malo, not Malo, but like you know how with this club, the way it's being run now, they want Maresca to find in-house solutions, and when maybe, for example, he doesn't have a midfielder or utility player like KDH. Malo Gusto is a footballer that could potentially fulfill that role, and we're seeing it so far. So he kind of found an interesting solution by turning Malo Gusto into that utility player that can be versatile and play in positions that he's asked to. So good to see that Enzo Maresca is finding solutions, and good to see that Enzo Maresca is, I guess, even using Malo Gusto to some people's opinion to this extent to earn so much praise from the Athletic. What were you going to say?
You know, people were telling me that, Gusto's low IQ. He's not tactically able to do stuff. He can only do one of them, which is run up and down the pitch and be a 1v1 defender.
Sure.
Yeah. But he's shown that he's better than that. He's bigger and better than that. That's what happens when you have young players. They need time to develop, bro. You know what I mean? They're not going to always score and outshine like always.
I know, but I think what was concerning for me as a fan, right, is that I always was patient for the majority of this team in terms of it's going to take you time to adapt to Maresca's tactics, especially the inverting role. It's going to take time for some of these players to get used to doing that and knowing where they need to be and what situations, so on and so forth, reading the game properly so you can be in the right positions at the right time. And throughout the season, we were saying Malo Gusto looks like he's, falling behind in class, right? You set him aside, you bring him to the side, you tell him, hey, stay after for 5 minutes. I need to talk to you after class. And you try to explain to him. You try to bring him to, tutors, figure it out. He couldn't figure it out. The whole season went by. I'm not lying when I say this. Correct me if I'm wrong, panel. The whole season went by and Malo Gusto did not improve. It wasn't until Club World Cup where we finally saw, oh shit, Malo Gusto finally had a good game. and it looked like maybe he started to understand. So when we're talking about
at the same
late,
time,
everyone else got it except for him. You know,
again, the thing
he
is,
was
Ahmed,
late.
The thing with me, Ahmed, last season with Gusto was exactly this. I understood his, that he had to learn, and I also understood his limitations, right? Because Maresca was asking a lot of somebody who had been trained to be a classical right back. You know what I'm saying? Up, down the pitch, putting some crosses, things like that. I understood that. My issue came last season when we saw a massive drop off defensively from Gusto. Poor errors, getting not tracking runners, losing 1v1s. Like, these are things that he wasn't doing this season before that have nothing to do with what Maresca was asking him to do. And that was my bigger issue with Gusto. Apart from the stuff that he was doing, because the things that he was doing, playing as a 10, playing further up, that I blame Maresca for, because you already, it only takes you 2 to 3 games to notice a player is not up to the level, at least in the Premier League, for that type of stuff. So fair enough. I blame Maresca. I didn't put that on Gusto, but what I did put on Gusto was his defensive lapses throughout the entire season. And now, like I said, I'm good with him again because he's cleaned up a lot of that. I think, bar Bayern Munich, he's been really good. I really have no complaints defensively with him. And first and foremost, I want my back line to be able to defend. And then anything else on top is better.
This is true. Not only that, Ahmed, to add on to that point too, with what RSM was saying, it's concerning, right? Because even going into this season or last season, you as a Gusto fan were shocked to see what he was providing in terms of an attacking output, because we knew, or you were stating, and based on the numbers, defensively he was good in Ligue 1, but the offensive stats weren't there to back him up. Then all of a sudden the offensive stats started to show up, or maybe it was the opposite under the Pochettino season. Remind me if I'm wrong, Ahmed.
No, Poch's attacking stats were really good.
Yeah, and so to see the player that we knew was coming into the season, we knew was limited in terms of what he could do. It was concerning, and especially in a season that was very up and down for a lot of players, to see at the end of the season a lot of the players step up and he still hasn't caught up to speed. I get why people were saying to get rid of him. I get it. I think it was a little rash, but I get it. Final thoughts on Gusto, Ahmed?
It's idle.
Sorry, mate. Just the barbecue is hitting a bit different there. But,
The barbecue is
but listen, at the end of the day, I think we're a bit unfair to Gusto. Gusto was a quality player. I think last year there was so much being asked of him that I think it was hard for him to try to do everything at the same time, right? So I think we've been a bit harsh on him. End of the day, man. Listen, let's respect Gusto. You know what I mean? We need to remember he's still got Reece James around, and we know what Reece James is like.
Always fit.
I mean, that honestly is a perfect segue to my next topic. And that's a bit of an injury update. Palmer is back.
That's good though.
And we're going to talk about some other players. So let's start off with the first tweet I have, and you'll see why I meant this is a great transition. Reece James. Captain Reece James will have been injury-free for more than a year by the end of this week. So this weekend, when we come back to Premier League, Reece will be injury-free for a year.
That's my
or for more than a year.
That's my dog. I never give up.
That's down to him and management and the physio teams and the surgery.
Yeah. Can I also be honest?
Here we go, man. Here we go.
Listen,
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Be honest.
Congratulations
I like how you got it.
congratulations to Reece James. I'm happy for him. I hope he can continue to pick this up. But I pray, he doesn't get injured. That's it. Usually, the only thing I will say, when they start doing, he's not been injured for X amount of time.
I know, I keep saying it might happen, right?
Yeah, I don't want that to be a jinxing thing, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
I think he's doing everything he can. He's lost, you can see he's lost a little bit of weight, and we're I don't know, he's dropped 5 kg maybe or something, but, and the way the man just eased him in, when he got his injuries, I remember he had a little bit of an injury, and he had a bit of a setback, but it's a while because the man just trying to protect him, and that's the whole thing, the whole goal was protecting Reece James, so we can get maybe a longer push out of Reece James now, he's almost a whole year without injury. and he's about to make it like bad looks. You know, it's 1 week left, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So the goal has been met with it, and that's good to see. And he likes to obviously like be out there and always like helping Chelsea get those points or trophies or whatever it is. So it's great to see.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope he doesn't touch that injury list ever again because he's had more than enough.
I agree. And honestly, a year ago, a lot of us were in doubt. A lot of us were in doubt. A lot of us were really worried that, you know, it's time for Reece to go. I was. Listen, I'll admit,
not me.
I was one of those fans that's saying, listen, if he can't complete 75% of the season,
Yeah.
I think it's time for him to go, because this is now way too much. It's like the same discussions or similar discussions we were having for Wesley Fofana, where this guy just wasn't playing. I mean, even worse than him, Lavia. So I'm glad to see that he's doing well for himself. I really hope that some of the other players in our team, referring to more of the younger ones, the Lavias of the group, so on and so forth, look at him as an example of what to do to also remain fit. Because it's great and all, like, there's players like Reece who first to training, great leader, you know, show by example, right? Or lead by example. And one thing about him, and I think he got this from Thiago Silva, is lead by example in terms of how you take care of your body and your physical, health, right? Putting in the work after the hours, putting in the work after training. I think there are players that just get by, right? By just going to the physio, doing the little exercises that I got to do here. Yeah, I feel better. Fine, whatever. It's more than that. Recovery is also a big part. You know, there's so many things that are involved in the longevity of your career and you remaining fit. And I think there's got to be credit, as much as you want to give credit to the medical team and Maresca and how you've handled his minutes and all that stuff, got to give credit to Reece James too, to not...
Ask a question.
Just real quick, and yeah, I'll obviously, listen to your question. But I think also it's Reece James not getting too in his head of 75 minutes into this game. Damn, I feel something, but I really want to finish the 90 minutes. I really want to be here on the pitch for the team. It's UCL. Instead thinking, you know what, bro? I have a World Cup coming up. I need to stay fit. I have to be fit for the rest of the season. There's plenty of games. This isn't the end all be all. So I think it's also credit to Reece James as well. What were you going to ask me, Ahmed?
What? He also said
He said 1 minute. He's eating the barbecue.
That's just slapping.
Like him running up and down, like you had to calm that down.
The question I have to ask is quite simple. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think the reshape we see right now is any different from the primary streams? You know, used to be a bit more of a big boy, a bit more of a bully, crossing it in.
Remember his early days, like at Wigan and like after that.
I feel like now he's got a cleaner game, I'll probably say, but
yes.
I'm not sure if he's as effective as he once was. I don't know if that's a hot take to say.
Okay, I'll say. Okay, I think in terms of being an overlapping fullback and running up and down, I think I agree. I don't think he's effective in that anymore, and not because I think he can't do it. I just think he's never going to risk that play style again. And I really think it's that simple. So in that sense, I think we're kind of very lucky to have Maresca, who wants to use his fullbacks in ways that still elevate levels of Reece's game that he's still good at. I think defensively, I think I've seen maybe once or twice already this season, where a winger is able to get by him, whereas before, maybe that wouldn't have happened with pace. However, Reece's reading of the game is really good, and it's only going to get better, as he keeps playing. So I think in certain aspects, yes, he's less effective, but I think a lot of players, when they get older, they have to change the way that they play. And the best players are able to change the way that they play and still be elite, right? They're able to reinvent their game. I think because of injury, he's had to do that sooner in his career. But because he's an elite player, he has done that. He's reinvented his game. He can be a different player. He can provide the passes through the middle of the park. He can provide the switches, not necessarily just crosses into the box, bombing up and down, providing width for the winger. So I think, yeah, this isn't prime Reece in the sense that this is not prime, just overlapping fullback up and down Reece James, the physical beast. But we could see another prime Reece James, where he's picking passes out of the back, right? Where he's switching play excellently, where he's putting in crosses the way that he does, or scoring free kicks. Like, there's a lot more that I think we can still get out of Reece James at a very elite and high level. But I agree with Ahmed in the sense that, like, we're not ever going to see the prime physical beast Reece James that he was before, which is fine by me. And another positive to Reece James as well, and something that I hope that future Chelsea players learn. Just get the surgery, brother. Like, I understand it sucks, right? That you don't want to get the surgery and be out, but he got the surgery, he's back. Fofana got the surgery, fingers crossed, he's back. Like, if you need the surgery, just get it. I understand I understand that it might be like, you get in your head about getting the surgery, you get in your head about doing this, that, or the third, and having to come back and doing all this and losing your muscle mass. But at the end of the day, it's going to be better for your long-term career. All right.
BBQ
the physios when they
that BBQ hits different shit, man. I'll tell you that for sure, lads.
Yo, he's such a fraud because he's saying this and yet he hasn't shown the stream. So that's how you know he's a fraud.
No, to my face is like got half it's full of barbecue, bro.
All the sauce all over.
Oh, days.
What is it, bro?
God.
What you to like?
It's like it's like the homie. No, it's like the homie's like get some food in front of you. He's like, like, oh, this is so and it's like, all right, you're not gonna do anything. You're gonna eat in front of me, bro. Like, you're not even gonna let me see the eats. Nah, man.
I can show you the hand. I'll show you the hand.
Nah, we're
Show
good.
you the what?
We're good. He said the hands.
Nah, bro.
Here's the hand.
Yo, nah, bro.
What is your go-to Mackie D's order?
Nugget.
Nugget. Oh my
Nugget.
god.
Nuggets. Ahmed. Not Ahmed. Real Chicken Nugget Chris. I mean, your thoughts also on Reece, man. Do you agree? I'm sure you agree pretty much exactly.
I already said, but like what you just said about like Reece being to like prime and beast like Reece James. Yeah, he doesn't do the overlapping thing as he used to because he's doing it for England, by the way. He's overlapping like a madman sometimes.
Sure.
England I've seen. I haven't watched England every game, but what I've seen him do, he's definitely overlapped. But yeah, like that's the only thing we're probably missing is him like overlapping and like bombing to the box or just overlapping or whatever. But yeah, he's lost a little bit of physical like about him because he's lost like what I think maybe like 5 kg or more. I don't know. So that's gonna happen. But we've seen it this season still. He's bullied players like going off to the ball for a goal kick or whatever.
Yeah.
Like he's done it. He's been fine still. He's probably one of the
He's still been solid,
players
yeah.
in the league, yeah. If I give it like percentage wise, probably like I don't know, to his prime, maybe he's like 85% to that, like of his prime. I'm not really missing a whole lot. Like he still does like the free kicks really well, his passing's really good, his defending's quite good. The only thing sometimes was a bit off of him when he plays in that midfield, it looks a bit sluggish sometimes, but that's not his natural position anyway, so
I mean, listen, at the end of the day,
anyway, still.
At the end of the day, and any of us who have played football probably agree, at the end of the day, if you're good at footy, you're good at footy. Like, sometimes you just play in a certain position because maybe you're better at passing or maybe you're better at tackling than set player, right? But if you're James and you're one of those players that he's just good at whatever he does. He's got the flicks, he's got the tricks, he's got the touch, he's got the dribble, he's got the shot, he's got, overall well-balanced player. If you're one of those players, man, we just need you on the pitch. I don't care what position. Yo, Reece James could probably play striker and do pretty competently.
I mean, yeah, I hear you. Like, if you're like,
you know what it is, Marshall. I'm gonna come with a take that's gonna be a bit controversial.
Oh, here we go. The lukewarm takes.
All right, man.
I know, because like I know that a lot of the people when they watch him with England with the man that made him, some might say Osama. You know what I mean?
He didn't make Reece James.
You know what I mean?
Respect
he didn't make him.
You know what I mean? Osama, right? You see
Osama
and he's actually bombing up and down the wing.
Big up TJ.
He's looking good. He's looking effective under Tuchel band.
Sure.
People are being like, "Wow, that player still exists. Why are we not using them like that?" Right? And then you see him being the way he's used, obviously under, I'm trying to think of a nickname for Maresca. Maresca man. Let's call him Maresca man for fun. You know what I mean? We're gonna call him Maresca man for fun. We're gonna call him Maresca man, right? He's got him locked up, bro. Like he's an Azkaban. Hey, Maresca man. Hey, I found a new one. Maresca man. There we go, Maresca man. locking up Reece James. You know what I mean? Holding him in the field position. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, Marshall.
You said a bunch, but not much.
I'm saying something. I'm saying under Tuchel,
You said
he plays
Tuchel made him. That's just not true. Really.
No. If you look at the way he plays under Tuchel, he doesn't actually play like somewhat of the former way he used to play, right? I think that's fair to say, right?
Yes.
Right?
Okay. Yes. That,
Right, but why can't he? Listen, I'm gonna give you the pros that what people would say to you. Why can't he do that for Chelsea?
Because
Why can't he bring that Bobby right back?
Well, I think there's validity in saying, and Scott, welcome to the stream. Maybe you can chip in on this. I think there's validity.
The show was going good for our 40 minutes before Scott. Let's ask the real question here, mate. Scott, you're free to leave, bro.
This guy. What I was gonna say is,
you know what? It's for the best.
You know what, Scott?
It's okay.
You don't need you here, Scott. We don't need you here, Scott, mate. You can leave.
Yeah, let's not put Ahmed in charge of naming things. I was gonna say, like, I think there's validity in the fact that maybe, just maybe, part of it's also the game's changed. Like, I don't know, like,
but I thought the game was the game. What?
The game is the game, but I feel like maybe I'm not watching enough football, right? But I have a feeling like I haven't seen like a prominent. Maybe I'm making this up. Outside of PSG, maybe with Hakimi, I've not seen like a football system like Klopp's that really focuses on wing play and overlapping fullbacks. And I also do feel I also do feel like to an extent, yes, Ahmed, you're right. I think Reece isn't able to do that. I mean, well, maybe he is, but like to the extent of how he used to, obviously he's more limited because he got hurt. It was a serious hamstring injury that fucked up both his hamstrings, to be honest, not just the one. And so once that happens to you, yeah, it'll take a few notches off the pace, which is a pretty important part of his game in terms of being able to overlap and come back in time, recovery defense and all that stuff. So, I mean, I'll go to Scott.
Do you think... Scott, I'm going to make a light
rebuttal,
right? Because if you look at other leagues, for example, Serie A, for example, right? He would work in Serie A perfectly right now because the bomb up and down the pitch, overlapping, they use wing backs in that team. He'll be cooking. He'll be eating in Serie A, for example. Even the Bundesliga, you look at the way that they use their fullbacks. He would be cooking there too. Even he would cook in Real Madrid, right now. Low-key.
Yeah, but to an extent though,
Real Madrid,
they play possession. They'd be up there.
No, but in Real Madrid, for example, they essentially play with wing back because they play a back three, right, Marshall?
That's fair, Ahmed, and I know what you're trying to say, but none of that is affecting us at all, right? Like at the end of the day, no one really cares because at the end of the day, we're looking at what you need to do in the Premier League to win in the Prem and adapting to what's going on game in, game out in your domestic league, right? It's great that you bomb, you have bombing fullbacks in Serie A and the other leagues you mentioned. That's great. But in the Premier League, is it a prominent style of play that is like, I think at one point in football, not too long ago, 4-3-3 was unnecessary. 4-3-3 was a must. Wingers with overlapping fullbacks was a must, right? Are we still in that type of football?
Yes. Listen, again, as I said before.
And what team, I guess, was being an example?
A lot of teams use overlapping fullbacks. So
lower teams do, like Fulham do, don't they? I'm pretty sure as well, right?
Fulham obviously does that in this league. Bournemouth does it in this league, right? With their fullbacks, right? A lot of teams still do that. I think ours is actually the special case, ironically, because obviously Maresca for some reason thinks our wingers can do 2v1s, 1v2s. Like he's expecting. I swear to God, yeah.
To be fair, my boy, my star boy Estevao can, but.
All right, you know what? Shout out Estevao. That's what I'm gonna say.
Shout out.
That one. Shout out Estevao.
Shout out Estevao.
My guy.
That's it.
Shout out.
We don't put the young G's on him. We don't put the young G's on him. You know what I mean?
Okay, we're protecting the kids. Okay, we're protecting
Protect
the
the
kids.
kids around there. You know what I mean? They're right.
Sure.
But save the kids.
Yes, save the kids.
You know, I was gonna say something really crazy, but
Yo.
I had to control myself. It was too easy.
Calma kunda.
But either way, you know, I just think it's very funny in general when we talk about Reece James, because I feel like the game he played at Chelsea, as I said before, was a much more cleaner game, but it is a game that limits him, in my personal opinion. Because there's times where, like, you know, Maresca may unleash him, and it's just like, why can't we get this consistently? Does that make sense? I feel like now it's been a year without injury.
What's an example of a game where he's been unleashed? Just out of curiosity, for you.
Game he's been unleashed. I really felt like the game against Nottingham Forest. You know when we needed that win. Remember that game when we needed that win against Nottingham Forest?
Last season.
What, last season?
Yeah,
last game of the season.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he said, you know what, let her rip. You know what I mean? My Blade fans out there, you know what I mean? He said, let's let her rip, bro. You know, and I feel like for me.
Wait, you're not referring to the botch season. You're referring to last season, right?
Yeah. Last season he literally let him out.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, because he did the same thing in the pot season too, if you remember.
Yeah,
with Jackson got the goal, and
exactly.
we needed that win.
So for me, it's just I just feel like for me, I would just like to see him be used a bit more like that when he's available to be used.
But what if this is now Reece James? What if we the best you're gonna get in terms of an overlapping right back is what you see for England? What if that's the case?
But the thing is, if you can do it for England over, let's say if they go to the final, that's gonna be what, 8, 9.
Sure.
8,
Well,
9,
actually, okay. A better question: are you actually impressed with what you see him do in England? Then
I think it's really good what he does in England. I'm very impressed.
Okay.
With that. Even listen, I'm not saying what he does right now at Chelsea is not impressive. I think he's a very good thing that he does. He does a solid job at it, but I'm saying that there may be games where we could use him just like that. Does that make sense in an England game? What like?
Okay.
My thing is more so, can we not use him every now and then in that type of position? It doesn't have to be every game. So I feel like, again, if I see every game, that's just me being absolutely stupid.
Mm-hmm. No, and I think that's valid. Obviously, it's going to vary from game to game. We know how Maresca is, and the most important thing when it comes to Reece is just manage the minutes, manage the legs. Because I think at this rate, with the way how he's been playing, if he can actually start to get some game, not that I would risk it, right? But if you really want to just assure yourself that he is now past this, if we can get 3 games in a row, 90 minutes, and I'm talking like, you know, Caicedo style, like Caicedo's playing Champions League, then Premier League, then like not 1 game a week. If you do 2 games a week and you can show that you have the endurance to do that, not that it's necessary, we can rotate, but just to know that you're solid, then maybe from there, we know your body is rigid enough to make sure you don't get hurt. Maybe there's some games now where we're going to just let you loose on that right back position. But it's going to depend on the game. Because obviously there's some games where we like Reece James to invert into midfield to give us another body in the middle, in the midfield, physicality, which is his, you know, MMO, like his MO, I should say, not MMO. That's not what I meant, but that's his MO. So yeah, we still continue to hope for the best for Reece and let this injury-free year continue on to 2 years and so on and so forth. Let's continue on to more about Chelsea and kind of what we were talking about, right? On Chelsea player rotation. It is important to note that this is a club-wide strategy, not merely whim of Enzo Maresca. So club pretty much emphasizing to Maresca, rotation is a must. We need these players to have longevity, right? So Nazar Cancelo is reporting that Chelsea's argument of squad rotation is that it will pay off in the long run. It is important to note that this is a club-wide strategy, not merely a whim of Enzo Maresca. Continuing on from there, the knee problem Enzo Fernandez has been managing in recent months is not the only injury he has suffered either. He missed the final 6 games of the 23-24 season, which was 2 seasons ago, after surgery on a groin issue that had been causing him discomfort for months. That's the hernia that he got under Poch. Who could forget, bro? Yeah, thanks, Poch. Freaking clown.
I am not a clown.
Now I should call him a janitor, actually, after his recent quotes. But we move. So, Cole Palmer, ladies and gents.
Cole P, man. Cole P.
Probably. Cole Palmer now back from injury. So surgery was never seriously considered as a solution to Cole Palmer's groin pain, but a decision was taken to allow him to recover properly rather than keep managing it after he was forced off against Manchester United after just playing 21 minutes. Palmer has returned to grass at Chelsea's Cobham training ground and will step up his work as long as he does not suffer any setbacks from this point forward. Guys, I don't know if it's just me, and I talked about this in yesterday's Chelsea hour, which was late because of some car issues I had. But I talked about this yesterday. With Cole Palmer, have you guys also kind of forgot what we had in Cole Palmer? Like, I've been so focused on Estevao and how hype he's been, making me feel about what we could do. I forgot Cole Palmer's coming back, and he was our wonder boy before Estevao.
Can I just be honest? He was playing trash when he was playing for us. Yeah, and then he got injured and he's been out again.
Wait,
so
well,
I mean,
let me ask you
it
this.
makes sense for you to forget him. I hate to feel like that, but
but it wasn't just that. Because let's be fair, and Chris points this out all the time, and I think he's right to point it out. Last season, although Palmer, we did criticize the performances, some of them not good enough. Open play goals, a long streak of no open play goals in the Prem. Fair. But what's also fair is that last season, even during that stint of stinky games, he was creating chances. He still was top chance creator in the league. This is me with Cole
Palmer, just so y'all understand, bro. This is me when I rewatched the Club World Cup final highlights. This is how I feel every time, bro.
You know what happened, Orson?
Unlike Ahmed, who's a fraud and forget what players have done for us. I don't forget, man. I don't forget. That's my guy. That's my guy. Oh my god, the joy he gave me, man.
Ahmed's that emo kid.
That's what I'm saying. I'm always trying to be edgy, man. Just say you missed it.
Edgelord Ahmed, man.
I'm gonna be honest. No,
I'm always trying to do the negative gimmick.
I'm actually given like what's it called, Marshall? Like,
I mean, he definitely had bad games.
The reason why we didn't listen, even I forgot about Palmer. You're not alone. The reason we all forgot about him was because yes, Estevao was really good for us, obviously, because of him coming off the pitch. We were also winning games, which also helps when you obviously lost your star player too. And see, if we're being fair, he hasn't been playing good for quite a while too, bro. Right?
But that's the point that I was getting at, Ahmed, and I'll let you respond. He's right. And Chris, you point this out every time. The chances he was creating and no one was clinical, and we had no striker.
No, but listen, that's great that you're adding context, but that does not still shy away from the fact he still wasn't playing great. Like, if we're being fair. Does that make sense?
For his standards.
How about that? Second half season, there were some games he's quite bad.
That's what I'm saying, like, from the second half of the season.
Was it Southampton or something? Like, he missed, like, 3 golden opportunity chances or something like that. Like, he was...
But I'm talking about, like, general performance-wise.
Yeah, like, when he's too slow on the ball and he's getting tackled.
Generally, performance-wise, he wasn't great. And then, obviously, he had this injury on post-Club World Cup, right? After you had, like, after you had a really good Club World Cup final, right? And then, obviously, we also went through, like, a few losses during the week that we had with him. If you remember the week that he got injured, we lost the Bayern midweek. People forget that. And he'd also come on for the 2-2 draw against Brentford. But either way, listen, end of the day, he wasn't playing that great. He then had Estevao come on, he started performing really well. He started winning games again, almost back to normal, barring the Sunderland game. And again, listen, that's why we forgot about him. Now, I would actually argue that's a good thing that we forgot about him, because then that means opposition sides have also forgotten about him too, if that makes sense, because he's not been playing for a while. So it helps Chelsea, that fact that he's been forgotten about. I'll be honest.
I mean,
like I said, I haven't forgot. I'm the Wolverine meme every night. Go to sleep, couple highlights, man. I'll never forget.
I ain't gonna lie. I was watching Estevao comps, and then suddenly I saw the Palmer comps, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot he can cook too."
Forgive them, Palmer, for they know not what they do.
He's been going for a month.
Again, I think KP does not understand his overall performance since basically
this JP's comment
from last year December have not been great. Yes, he's had a few games here and there where he played well. I don't think any of us will deny, but his overall performance, bro, has not been great. I don't know why we can't say that about our best player. That's me being fair to him, by the way. I'm not even saying he's not had good games. I'm saying there's been games where he's played.
I know what we said. You know what we said at Discord, actually, I remember, like, when we was watching the game of Wolves, like, in the first half.
Yes.
Like, we're defensively doing really well. We're doing all this, but we're not creating no chances in that second half. I remember that. I'm not saying, like, we haven't forgot about, like, you say you forgot about Cole Palmer. Like, we've been getting those results for sure. We're, like, what was it, 5 points?
That's
off
not being
first or something?
contrarian because I said that consistently last year, and I still said it this year. So
Yeah.
if you are contrarian for contrarian, that's up to you. But I've maintained this vision for a long while, and I will continue to maintain that vision. That's because you play, what's it called, a game or two well. Does not shy away from the catalogue of games that you still have not played as good.
There's a good thing with this, though, Ahmed. When Cole Palmer comes back, we can avoid now, hopefully, less of Neto and Garnacho, or even maybe getting together like Garnacho Neto or whatever you want to call it. So I think Scott said it.
Garnacho.
Yeah, like we're gonna avoid that less, hopefully. So when Cole Palmer comes back, hopefully.
The thing about me, the only thing I worry
about.
about, the one thing I worry about, and this is because of Maresca and his substitutions, which I think all of us here agree, that he starts doing the thing where he's like, Palmer's basically untouchable, and I'm not gonna start something more. Right, that's the one thing I am worried about a little bit, right? Because remember last year when he was playing poorly, the justification at least we had at the time was that there was no one that was good.
Real backups though? Like,
that's what I was saying.
We didn't really have backups. Yeah,
that's the point I was making, right? You didn't have any real backups. But this year,
so it'd be interesting to see this year.
Yeah, but this year, obviously, you've got Estevao, who's clearly been having a great thing off the bench. I think Neto off the bench, I'll be honest, he's not been. I don't really think Neto's ever been good off the bench. That's not just good off the bench. That's not me cooking. That's not me. That's not even me cooking Neto. That's just me being like, I feel like he's a guy that's to start games. Garnacho off the bench has been quite solid for us, I would assume, right? He's scored goals off the bench for us, essentially, so which is fine. Gittins is a work in progress. I think that's the best way to put it right now with Gittins. Sure. So I would just like to hope, obviously, when he's not having these games, that he will be some Maresca.
Sure.
And with that,
disagree.
I bid you adieu. I'll see you guys on
American
Waffle.
You off to RSM?
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you guys on American Waffle. Guys, stay tuned after the stream. This stream will redirect you over to Staffy TV, where you will be able to watch American Waffle, where me, Ahmed, RSM will be on there if you guys want to just, previewing the game on the weekend.
Waffle on American Waffle.
Oh, no.
You know what? Fuck you, Marshall. Fuck you.
Oh, please do something.
Fuck you. Fuck you, Marshall.
1 minute before the game ends. 1 minute before the game ends. In stoppage time, he gets sent off.
I think he did a reshames, actually. Reshames did that for Bayern.
Technically, I sent them off, people. Now he left. So, but yeah, I mean, Palmer coming back, I think it's going to be a huge game changer. I mean, RSM never forgot. RSM is a true blue, and I am only a partial blue. So, but yeah, no, like it's good to see. And listen, the fact that we were able to, and I said this yesterday in the show, go ahead and tune into the show if you haven't watched it already, ladies and gents. We're in third place, 6 points away from the top, and I think we're the second most goals scored in the league. Best chance creation. We're really completing. We're really competing with Erling Haaland, to be honest. And I think when you're competing with an attack with Erling Haaland, it's impressive that you're right
we can see
behind that.
Goals still though, right?
Only the third most conceded in the league, but we're tied with a bunch of other teams. We conceded 10 goals so far this season. No, 11. So we're conceding on average a goal a game. Yeah, on average we're conceding a goal a game. So it's if this is where we're at right now at this point of the season, and we have players coming back from injury, whilst other teams have players going down with injury, we'll see what happens. This is where the season does begin, and we need our players to come back from injury. You got Asugo coming back soon. Badiashile has been seen on grass, training, ready to go. We don't know if he's going to be available for Burnley, but yeah, he's back as well. Lavia is supposed to be out until New Year, pretty much. Outside of him, Asugo's also training again. Outside of him, all our players are coming back at the right time. So let's see what happens. And Colwell, too. I forgot to mention Colwell. But let's see what happens. We're in a good place right now. Yeah. Exactly, We're in a good place to be with all the shit we've been through, but now is the time to kick on. I 100% agree. And if there's one player that can help keep us consistent, I think Cole Palmer can be that player. Because if there's one guy that was consistent last season in terms of being able to create chances, right? Being able to be the difference maker. He did get assists. He did create some goals last season. And when it came to clutch moments in the cups, Palmer was there. Don't forget, people, we're about a month away from a Carabao Cup semi. If we beat Cardiff City, which we should, we're into a final. We're going to need Cole Palmer for that final. That's a cup.
I'm telling you right now, I have so much I have so much faith in Palmer in finals. Like, I don't care what he does.
Yeah.
If we can drag Cole Palmer to a final, I know he's going to score in the final for us. Like, that's how confident I am.
I like to see him play back on the right wing if he's on the final, because I don't know, like Cole Palmer on the right wing just hits different for goals and assists. Like, he just gets it. In the final in PSG is where he got 2 goals and 1 assist. I think he's literally involved in everything. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
back into that right side for that.
I think he's versatile enough to be able to do that, and I'm sure Maresca is not opposed to it. That's what we did for the final of the Conference League, right? But the biggest thing is, like, I want to see how this guy plays when he's in the same team as Liam Delap. We haven't seen him play with Garnacho
and João Pedro and
exactly. Like, we only got a taste. You know, what if he comes in and just starts unlocking all these players that we've kind of been critical about? So it's a big difference maker. It's a big difference maker.
He gives everybody so much more space. Cause
the amount of attention he attracts, like, he's gonna be a big game changer, and I won't be surprised if when he comes back we start getting more consistent results. But yeah,
that must
all
be
right.
from last season, by the way. The injury, like from the Club World Cup, and like he must have been carrying through that, because this season he's been like injured for most of it. So it must have been from like last season.
Yeah, I think there has been some carryover. So hopefully,
no bench for him last season.
Hopefully, we'll be able to rotate him a little bit more. Hopefully, not that we want to, but if need be, to rest any injuries. Hopefully, he can be rested, and hopefully, he can be available for most of it. So, okay, let's move on to the next segment in regards to some January rumors, people. Yep. It's almost December, and we're going to have to start talking about what could potentially happen in January with the transfer window. Now, I did tell you guys, don't get your hopes up. And I think I'm right in saying that. Don't get your hopes up, because this is Chelsea Football Club, and they have told us multiple times, like in this first tweet, that they don't plan to go big in January. However, you never know what could happen. Things actually could change. It could be last minute tweaks and changes that potentially force Chelsea to actually buy a player. You never know. You never know. But I'll entertain some rumors just for the sake of content. Let's start off with this first tweet, which is no major arrivals are expected at Chelsea in January. Focus at Chelsea's preparing major signings for transfer windows of summer 2026 and 2027, which tells me, according to Sky Cava, tells me that essentially we're treating this very similarly to our window last season, where we got Dario Isugo and Quenda, prepped them early to get them ready for the next season, right? Which, fine. If that's the case, whatever. Fabrizio mentioned in regards to Chelsea, if they'll sign a defender in January. At the moment, it is very quiet. Chelsea are happy with their squad and are not seeking any player that has not started any conversations with any new center backs for the January window. Chelsea are always monitoring the market. We know that. They are always attentive to opportunities. They also felt last summer in August that there was probably no player available on the market for Chelsea who can make an impact. And I don't think that's wrong. But we will see what happens in January in terms of potentially recalling from loans of Mamadou Sarr or potentially Anselmino. We don't know what's going to happen, but hey, never say never, because you never know with football and how it works. Chelsea are happy with the squad and have not started any conversations for new center backs in January transfer window. Chelsea will monitor the market in general, but are happy it's very quiet. Happy and it's very quiet at the moment. CFC also felt there was no probable player in the market in August who could make an impact, and I think it's fair. Let's not, panic buy, right? But Mosquera, Hincapié, some of those players, Chelsea fans will argue were good enough to come into the team and play a role similar to Levi Colwell. Exclusive. Enzo Fernandez firmly rejects Florentino Perez's transfer advances after key meeting with players' entourage, with Chelsea discussing an improved contract for the club's vice captain. This is coming from Aaron Romero. Take it with a pinch of salt, but something to look into.
Isn't he like on the 8-9 years left in his contract anyway? Didn't he improve right before?
Yes, he's in a long-term contract, but Caicedo's being, discussed in terms of a contract renewal, so it could be something as simple as that. So we'll see. Yildiz has been quite, I guess, prominent in terms of rumors for Chelsea. And Yildiz, as some of you may or may not know, left winger, left forward, left attacking player. Potentially someone that can come in to Chelsea. He has a lot of potential. He's had moments at Juve where he's been brilliant, and a lot of people were touting for this player to come to Chelsea over Garnacho, over Gittins, so on and so forth. Let's discuss it. And big up CP. Let's discuss it. So Chelsea have always been interested, and the Premier League's interest remains because Yildiz is a fantastic player. So it's normal to see the attention of big clubs. But Juventus, as I said, is working on a renewal and is optimistic. They want to reach a solution as soon as possible to ward off any temptation for a champion like Yildiz. Chelsea failed with an offer worth 67 million euros for Juventus forward Kenan Yildiz in July. But they are ready to return. The Blues are likely to face competition from Real Madrid and Arsenal. Majority shareholder John Elkann plans to intervene to find a resolution on a renewal with Juventus. If there is no progress, he will be sold at a minimum of 100 million euros next summer, according to Gazzetta dello Sport. Graham Bailey also reports that Kenan Yildiz is a player that Chelsea have been following for a long time. Their pursuits of the likes of Arda Güler, Nico Paz, and Morgan Rogers have garnered more attention, but Yildiz is a top number 10 type who Chelsea greatly admire. Going on, last one in regards to Kenan Yildiz. Top Premier League clubs have started contacts to explore Kenan Yildiz, as there is still no new contract agreement with Juve, with difference still in salary. And this was as of November 14th. Now, ladies and gents, for those of you who do not know, Kenan Yildiz, I believe, is at about 100K a week. I gotta look this up real quick. Kenan Yildiz Capology. We'll see here. So Yildiz, so he does fall under our salary structure. He's currently on 71K euros a week. Not bad, huh, people? So for that price, a player as talented as him, you can probably understand why Chelsea still haven't gotten rid of interest, still want to go for him. And with contract negotiations still not settled at Juve, it makes sense that clubs like Chelsea are going to try to peer him away.
Put a name through it.
Yeah.
It makes sense, like, they make it sound like we're interested, but, like, are we really interested when we got Gittins, Garnacho, Wenda?
I mean, some people,
David Prayas, right, left wing as well.
Some people, including potentially some people on this panel, think that potentially
Gittins or Garnacho at least, like, re-sign.
Some people think Garnacho might be a flip.
Flip. We lost money when we signed him. We got a 10% clause, like, on Garnacho too. Like, United get 10% off.
Oh, that is true. I forgot about that part of the deal.
Yeah,
it was a shitty deal.
We have to sell for like 60 to make.
Yeah.
We've been on a 7-year contract as well.
Checkmate on that move right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think we've got him and Gittins on 6 or 7-year contracts.
That too.
Don't forget, we've also got potentially Enciso coming in the summer as well.
Do you think Garnacho wants to leave Chelsea? He said this is what, dream club or something maybe, because he liked Chelsea as a kid. He liked Hazard. Like,
I'm taking that with a pinch of salt, to be honest. Genuinely,
we're not getting a new left wing. It's just if we get another left winger, like, I'm thinking, what is this club like? Is it just lottery? Like, they just want to win the lottery of the winger? Like, say, oh, he's got to be the next like Hazard or something.
I know we're not doing anything in January, Coco, but it's one of those, like, you know what? Let's entertain a
If we
rumor.
did some in January, the only thing that makes sense is we sign a centre back or
The only thing we're doing in
Yeah.
January is potentially bringing Saar back online.
that too.
Yeah,
From
or getting rid of Jorgensen and then
Mhm.
bringing back Penders, I guess, maybe.
No, Penders would stay. We just use Slonina as the backup keeper in that instance.
Mhm.
No, because
I mean,
wasn't it the
Sanchez has
reports
been alright
with
this
that?
season.
That would
No,
be
'cause-
that would be the dumbest thing these guys could do. Like
Because
they did it with
the report was
Cassidy.
like, if we get rid of Jorgensen, then we have to replace that spot. So the rumor was that we would bring back Penders.
Mm.
apparently.
Yeah, but that would be stupid. Like that would be. It was stupid when they did it for Cassidy, and with Cassidy, it wasn't even like that was someone who had high hopes for going forward, in terms of getting minutes for. That would be. There would be no point doing that for Penders when he's playing every single week, to them being the backup and just playing in the cups. That would just be a waste of time. Like just killing his development for 6 months because you couldn't have a little bit of patience.
I would laugh if I never left winger.
I agree. I
Not
mean,
happening, though.
listen, I'm not entirely sold by Garnacho. My opinion could change by the end of the season, and he did have a good game last game, but that was one game out of what,
Last
6
game,
starts
yeah,
already he's
yeah,
had,
that
5
was the only
starts.
Great game he had.
Yeah, exactly. So I haven't been completely sold. I have seen Yildiz play a few games, and I like what I see. He has moments where he's absolutely brilliant. I mean, I remember the Club World Cup game against Al Ahly where he was phenomenal. Was it Al Ahly? Oh, Al Wydad. I think it was Al Wydad. It was one of those teams that participated in the Club World Cup, and he was impressive. He really grabbed my attention that game for sure. But in terms of attackers too, some other rumors to bring up as well. I had mentioned it briefly. Graham Bailey also touting this, that Chelsea are preparing a January approach for Real Madrid striker Endrick and are willing to give him a fresh start in the Premier League. The 19-year-old is eager for a reunion with his close friend Estevao, with the pair having risen through Palmeiras academy side by side. Lyon are also interested, with Madrid open to letting the younger forward leave the Bernabeu. He also said, Graham Bailey, I have been hearing Chelsea have been following Endrick's situation for weeks and are ready to offer him a chance to rebuild his career in West London. I think Chelsea have room in their star-studded squad for another striker. I don't know what you're talking about, my friend. Started squad for another striker in January, and I am now told that they could be in the ideal place for Endrick to kickstart his career. I don't think it's going to happen.
Is this?
Oh, it's not
So
happening.
they spend a lot of money on Endrick. What you saying on?
Well,
Estevao,
the thing
30
is,
something?
I'm sure this is true. I'm hearing Chelsea have been following Endrick's situation. I'm sure they have.
He's not had the great start with Real Madrid yet, though. I mean, he's
He's
probably
not.
not really played anyway.
But we were
He's
interested in
played
Endrick
Mbappe
before he went to Madrid, so I obviously I think they're still monitoring the situation. But is it
Yeah,
actually
they
going to
need
happen?
Estevao, fuck
I don't
that.
think so.
They don't need Estevao.
Yeah,
it's
it's already
too
not
many.
happening.
Endrick, you mean?
I think
I'm
he's
saying they want Estevao, don't they?
90% confirmed going to Lyon.
It hasn't been set in stone, but the rumblings are pretty loud about him going to Lyon, right?
Really? On
I
loan?
think the deal is almost agreed.
Yeah. Yeah,
on
pretty
loan,
much.
yeah, that makes sense because they're not going to use him. Mbappe's there. Oh, I mean, you could play him on the right wing, but then you got Rodrigo, or who else they play on the right? I'm trying to remember. Does anyone else?
I don't know.
Yeah. It's
yeah.
hard for him anyway. He ain't gonna play that striker role with Mbappe.
It's also trust. I don't think Xabi Alonso wants to rely on him or trust in him to play him in some games, get some minutes, and see how he performs. So it could be a training thing as well. I have my doubts. I'm only speculating. But just the last rumor to bring up in terms of the striker situation, I figured I'd bring up Jackson as well. Jackson has little interest in returning to Chelsea, despite the 65 million euro obligation, which comes with his 16.7 million euro loan being difficult to achieve. He hopes even if he doesn't meet the 40-game clause, Bayern will commit to signing him permanently.
Not for that money, they won't. If he doesn't reach the, they'll be lowered.
I don't think this guy's not leaving. Or not staying at Bayern.
I don't know how he's had a few games he scored, but I don't know how well he's playing.
He's been okay.
He's been okay, but Kane's on fire, bro. Kane's on Ballon d'Or levels.
Exactly. Kane is first name on the team sheet.
Like, there's no like debating who's starting that strike.
Part of it is as well is like the only reason he's really playing as much is because they've moved Kane to 10, which like when Musiala's fit, that's not happening.
Yep.
So like he's only really playing because Musiala's injured.
That's what I thought. Like, he's getting more minutes because Musiala is. When's he back?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Musiala,
nasty injury.
I think around March was the rumored timeline.
That's a while away still. I mean,
March for Musiala.
Yeah.
that's a long way.
Even if he comes back, he's not going to come back the same. It's going to take him a while.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, hopefully he. I still don't believe it. He had to start 40 games because that makes no sense. But, yeah, like if it's like play 40 games or something, it's still reachable to me. I don't know how many games he played. What, 7 games maybe?
He's played 8 games in the league.
Oh, in the league. So he's played a few. I don't know if they're just counting.
Yeah, he's played 11 games. 12 games in all comps.
Okay. We'll see if he does hit like 40 games, like subbing on or whatever, and it's met, then that's good. But if he had to start 40 games, that's just outrageous. Of a deal.
Yeah, he's never started 40 games. I mean, he's only started.
Yeah, I know. It's impossible.
He's only started 6 games so far.
That's actually decent for him. I didn't expect him to start. Man.
Well, potentially 6. I don't know if he's No, I think he came off the bench in that game. I think he's only started 5 games. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
I pray he gets sold because we have no room at Chelsea now.
I'm at that point where I just want him to get sold now because I'll be honest, he's been too loud about this whole thing. And listen, as much as people want to argue, oh, but we disrespected him and all this and that, like, I don't know. Like, I know the fandom weren't, on his side or wasn't on his side.
His fan base.
This great Chelsea fan base who is always fair, I know they weren't on his side.
You're right. We are always fair because this guy's a fraud. You know what I'm saying? So he can hold it.
But
how it is,
now at this point, this guy's kind of been burning the bridges, and
I don't think he meant to be loud. I just think he gets asked questions by these journalists.
No, he meant to be loud. He meant to be loud.
No, remember, like,
he's a
before,
petulant
like,
child.
Lukaku,
We see
right?
it the
Like
way
he did a
plays.
whole ass interview in his own house and everything. I don't think he's doing that like type of level. Like he just gets asked questions.
but Chris,
well, he's not like Lukaku level, but just because he's not Lukaku level doesn't mean like.
I just don't think he's like doing it on deliberate like that. Like you get asked questions, you just say, "I never."
No, he's doing it deliberate. I'm sorry. He's PR trained. He's PR trained enough, and you know how petulant he was when he was playing for Chelsea, getting stupid reds. You think he's not gonna yap his mouth?
Well, yeah, but like, that's what I'm thinking. Like he might just not realize like what he's saying fully.
So I guess
like, he might go back to Chelsea.
So he's just a dumbass overall. So a dumbass on the pitch.
He's done some stupid things lately for Chelsea, so.
Well, it's true. It's very true.
Not only players a smart person. I don't know who was it. Dele Alli. I mean, it's not like being really smart, but like he was amazed he can make beans on toast. So.
Wait. Oh. Okay. I guess that is a pretty amazing feat if he's able to do it. But listen, some rumors, people. Obviously, the rumblings are going to get louder as we get closer to the January transfer window. We're only a month and change away from that happening, so we are going to start hearing some rumors, and we'll actually start with the next rumor that we have rumbling. And that is going to be in regards to Jorgensen. But I figured let's talk about the goalkeeper situation because there's been a bit happening over the course of the last few weeks that I want to catch us up on in terms of the goalkeeper situation. We'll start up with this first tweet. Robert Sanchez speaking out in terms for The Athletic, saying the following: I have reached a very good level now. I am consistent. I have confidence. I have the fans behind me. Me. So everything helps a little more. That was November 2nd, so earlier this month, these quotes have come out. Sanchez on Spurs set piece thread. We worked this week to try to create space for me. The boys did it perfectly, and this is why I was able to claim so many. If we're talking in regards to, the throw-ins that we set up perfectly for and giving Sanchez space to claim balls in the air, so on and so forth. So Sanchez then goes on to say the following: the whole entrance for me into Chelsea in 2023 was difficult. difficult. I came in a rush. I only had 3 days of training, starting with a new manager, Pochettino, and a new team before playing in his first game. It was a bit of a struggle. I got used to it only to get a massive injury on my knee at Christmas, which put me out for most of the second half of the season. I tried to come back stronger, and it was the new manager, Maresca, again. More new signings, sort of had to start all over again after the injury. And Sanchez also said, I feel confident, I am fit and at my best. I always felt settled because the club always told me I am number one. But on a personal level and my performance, I have to say yes. This is the most settled I have been at Chelsea. And listen, I'll be honest, as much as we clown on Sanchez for the bozo moments he had throughout several parts of last season and the season before that, this season so far, barring the United game, he's been all right. He's been relatively good, I'll even say, for us, in terms of cross-collecting, claiming balls, punching balls out of dangerous area, saves as well. Obviously, we want him to be quiet in between the sticks, but when the moment comes where you need to make a save, we want you there to make a save. And I think he's been all right this season outside of that United game. So if this is the Sanchez we're going to get when you're confident, when you're feeling this way, outside of the bozo gene that I know is in this player, where even at his most confidence, he'll confidently do something stupid. If it means you keep playing like this, then I hope that you remain confident and that the club and the fans continue to back you if it means you keep playing like this. When you play for one of the best teams in the world, a massive club, you are always going to be under pressure when the team or you don't perform. Obviously, being the last line of defense, you normally get the blame for it when it goes wrong, even if it is not your fault. But that's life I chose. That's the life I chose. It is what I like. I enjoy it. Another thing to bring up. This was something that went under the radar. U18 goalkeeper Freddie Burnell has signed today his first pro contract at Chelsea. Now, I know it doesn't mean much of anything. It could be a nothing burger, but it's another goalkeeper in the pipeline who could potentially be flipped or could potentially come into the team. But it's one to pay attention to, keep side eye on, back of your head, all that fun stuff, right? But Chelsea did sign another young goalkeeper who is currently in the U18s. Maignan now comes into play. So rumors stemming from October that I have saved. Chelsea continues to look for an experienced goalkeeper. They are considering two major options: a loan for Marc-Andre Ter Stegen, who is lacking play time at FC Barcelona, but they are also considering Mike Maignan for next summer, according to Sasha Tabulari. Gazzetta dello Sport reports that Chelsea and Bayern are positioning themselves to sign AC Milan goalkeeper Mike Maignan. Bayern will be needing a new goalkeeper when Manuel Neuer hangs his gloves up, and Chelsea need a new goalkeeper, period. The player is in a strong position with his contract expiring this summer. AC Milan goalkeeper Mike Maignan, who contract expires at the end of the season, is determined to secure a move to Chelsea this summer, though he remains open to potential offers from Bayern Munich and Juve. Juve are aiming to persuade French goalkeeper Mike Maignan to sign for them once his AC Milan contract expires this summer. The 30-year-old has been linked to a move to Chelsea, according to Gazzetta dello Sport. And this is where this comes in. Jorgensen. Exclusive. Philip Jorgensen considers potential January exit to get more game time ahead of second half of the season. Decision up to Chelsea. Jorgensen open to new chapter ahead of World Cup playoffs with Denmark as well. If Jorgensen goes, then I do potentially see more of a chance that something like Maignan could potentially happen. Because then the way I see it is next season, potentially you loan Mike Penders again to have another season at Ligue 1. And then you have Maignan and Sanchez fighting for first spot with Jorgensen now out of the picture. And quite frankly, Jorgensen, go and be a starter for another team, right? Because as of right now, He's not good enough to be a starter at Chelsea. He's not better than Robert Sanchez, and he needs to go to another club to, get playtime, get first team minutes. He was doing okay. He seemed like he was in a good trajectory when we got him from, what club did we get him from? It was a Spanish club.
Villarreal.
One more time? Villarreal. Okay. So maybe a move away from Chelsea will suit him, do him good. But I don't rate the player. So this is one of those where unfortunately I genuinely don't really care. But it is a player that some people still think has a good chance to be a good goalkeeper. I don't see it. But guys, what do you think about all this goalkeeper stuff? Do you think a January exit for Jorgensen means that potentially there is actually a chance we go for a Magnan?
Nope.
Okay. You kind of saw that one coming, I'm not going to lie. Talk to me, Scott. Why?
Because the Magnan ship has sailed.
Has it? Because he hasn't signed a new contract yet for AC Milan.
Yeah, that's cool. We were never really in for him to begin with, is like the first thing. And the second thing is, like, it depends what the plan with Penders is. If they're putting all this energy into Sanchez as well, and like it's clear that he's the number one until Penders comes in, then why would you sign Magnan? Because Magnan's better than him. So are you saying all of a sudden that Sanchez isn't good enough and we need someone else? I mean, because like it's just mad mixed messages coming from the club, because what we see and what we experience is that they think that Sanchez is good enough, at least until Penders comes in. Which, if that's the case, then we don't need another keeper in their eyes. The only reason you go and get another goalkeeper of Magnan's level, I mean, like, even with Jorgensen leaving, I said it earlier, I think Slonina just becomes the backup until next season, and then you like reassess. You're not signing Magnan for him to be number 2. So like, I don't, unless the plan is you don't think Penders is ready for like another 2 years, which if that's the case,
you that,
if that's the case, then you should have just made the Magnan move in fucking August in the summer. Like, yeah, the whole Magnan thing for me is all dead, because there's not a world in which you went through all the rigmarole and not really giving a shit about him in the summer to then deciding in January that's the right move, unless you think Penders isn't ready, which I'm going to be honest, if it's taken you 6 months at Strasbourg where he's not been incredible, but he's been pretty good, for you to say he's not ready, like, you could have seen that from the fucking 6 months he had at Club Brugge. So yeah, like the whole thing would just make no sense if we just decided that, yeah, we need to get Magnan now because he's not ready, because Penders isn't ready. Or unless the whole thing about Sanchez is a bunch of bullshit, which if that was the case, again, why didn't you just make the move in the summer? You're on mute, by the way.
Well, let me ask you this. Obviously, what happened has happened. If you're Chelsea sporting director right now, what do you do? How do you approach this window and the summer window in terms of the goalkeeper situation?
Say again.
If you're Chelsea director right now, if you're Scott Lawrence Stewart, what?
That's crazy.
Fucking CV.
I'm sorry that
the like got me. I can't lie, bro.
Yeah, because it's kind of like you're like giving Scott a slur. Though he's just called him the people he hates the most. Right? You just call him Scott Lawrence Stewart. I'm like, it's like you're giving him a racial slur.
Okay. I'll change it. You're right. If you're Scott Follows, right? You just come through the window. You have power over the directors. You're the head honcho director, top of the pillar, right? If you're allowed to cook in the kitchen, right? What do you do with the goalkeeper situation in January and summer?
I just like, I don't even.
And I'm
know
gonna say, and I'm also gonna say, don't worry about the budget because there's not really many options.
I don't know what I do because the decision has already been fucked in terms of you should have signed Magnan in the summer. That's the logical thing to do.
But if you could
because then
rectify it from this point forward, what do you
You
do?
know, no. But my thing is in like, even if they if they sign Maignan in January on a pre-contract, so he'd be joining in the summer. So if that's what they're gonna do, cool. If Jorgensen leaves, that's cool. You just have, like I said, Slonina as the backup. He cannot be worse than Jorgensen after what we've seen from Jorgensen. Like, you just hope that he's a little bit better, or there's scope for him to improve with playing or whatever.
Mhm.
So then, if they're going to do that, Maignan comes in the summer. So my thing is just, again, it comes down to planning. Like, I don't even think Maignan is the right signing anymore in terms of in this moment, because you're putting so much energy into Penders. So
Sure.
if Penders is a year away from challenging in terms of being the number one, what is the point of going out and getting us another goalkeeper for a year for then Penders to come back in and displace him, unless Penders is not ready for another 2-3 years, which again, if that was the case, you should have made the move earlier. This is why I said, like, the timing and everything doesn't make sense. The Maignan ship has sailed for me because Penders is seemingly the answer for the sporting directors, I mean.
What about for Scott?
Bro, I don't know, because I would have done the Maignan thing in the summer, last summer. I don't even know if I'd do it this January or the summer, because I don't know what I don't know where Penders is currently at. I don't think he's ready to start for Chelsea. I'll say that much based on what I've seen at Strasbourg, in terms of if we want to get to where we want to get to. But I'm also of the mind of, like, if he's ready in a year, what's the fucking point of getting Maignan in for a year? Like, just stick with Sanchez for a year. Like, but again, it kind of depends. Again, it all depends on Penders, because that's what that's what the sporting directors have banked our entire goalkeeping position on, is Penders. So if Penders is able to step up and be that, like, Premier League challenging goalkeeper in a year, cool. If he's not, then we're up shit creek without a paddle. But we don't know if he's not, and we're not going to know if he's not until he's not. If that makes sense. Like,
fair enough.
So
fair enough. So
I think
there's a big question mark over Penders. Yeah.
I have no idea what I do, because I don't know what the future holds in that position because of Penders. The only thing I know I would do is get rid of Jorgensen. But, like, then we don't really, like, the backup goalkeeper, you don't really need to focus on too much. Like, maybe you go and get someone for like a 10 mil or something. But Penders could easily step into that position next year. If you think, like, for example, he's too good for Strasbourg, but he's not quite good enough to start, then you could maybe have him as, like, the backup next year and give him some Champions League games. You give him the cup games, obviously, a couple of league games. But yeah, like, I don't even know what I'd do, because the whole planning around that position, as with most of the squad, has been dog shit. So,
what about you, CP Edwards? You come in charge of Chelsea from this point, January, until summer, and then by some hoax, you get axed from Chelsea. You fail to get a back of sock kit sponsor or whatever, but you at least get 2 windows to do what you want in the goalkeeper situation. What do you do?
So definitely selling Yogi Bear, selling him, and what, and then I don't want to say kind words yet to Sanchez, because just because if he plays the way he has been playing lately, after this next 9 days that we're gonna have, then I will, like, give him all the praise he needs, like, in terms of how he's been playing. I just don't want to jinx things. It's looking, we're looking decent in that, anyways. So I would honestly keep it the status quo, where Penders is our second choice option next season.
Wow. Okay.
And keep Sanchez as for now, but that opinion is subject to change by January if he decides to fucking shit the bed again. But yeah, it looks like no matter what, Pender should be our second choice goalkeeper by next season. It just depends on if Sanchez continues to improve in an upward trajectory, which he has been for since the United game. So 2 months now, you could say. Yeah, if he continues that form, because even though we talk about how shit our defense is and how shit Sanchez is, we still have like second most in clean sheets, I think, or he
Third.
did.
Oh,
Yeah.
in clean sheets, I don't know.
Yeah,
And goals conceded, I know we're like third.
because I think Sanchez is second with clean sheets
That's insane.
in the Prem.
Part of the other thing
I
as
think
well,
top three at the very minimum. I think he was forgetting if he's second.
I think
But
part of it as well
Oh
from
my
the
God,
Pender
he is.
side is also
Told you,
dependent
he's second.
on.
he's one behind, right? He's one behind Raya.
There's one behind Raya. That's
I told
actually
you.
wild.
He's one behind Raya, dude, for Golden Glove. Bro, I don't. That's what I'm
Scott,
saying.
imagine we
That's
end the
so fucking
season
weird, bro.
and
I
he
can't
wins the
believe-
Golden
I
Glove.
can't believe I'm saying this, bro. I can't
Bro,
believe I'm saying
the
these
league
words.
is cooked beyond compare.
I know, but like our league is also like shitting on every other league, so it's just fucking world football, man. I'm not gonna lie. But
That's
yeah,
wild. I
like
didn't know
Sanchez
that.
is now second in Golden Glove, and he hasn't been shitting the bed since United.
Yeah.
You know, some people are late bloomers. We also did criticize Cucurella for being shit for the first
Yeah, that's
few
true.
years before he turned shit around.
Listen, I mean, I'm like you guys, and rightfully so. I still have my doubts, right? Yeah, he's been like the thing that always frustrates me about him, right? And I know we were talking about Jorgensen, but what frustrates me about Sanchez is the passing ability is really frustrating. And from those passing moments come like I would say 75% of his bozo moments, right? Because there are some bozo moments that come despite
Counterattacks
the
that fuck
passing.
us over in
Yep.
transition.
Yep.
So that.
So there's that, right? Even that has slightly improved this season. We've seen some games where it's like, wow, he's pinging some good passes in behind for X player and X that. And even some games where we're like criticizing Garnacho for making Sanchez look worse than he actually was because of horrible touches, not able to control passes from Sanchez. The way I see it is honestly, I'm old school. In January, if I'm Marshall Winstanley Stewart, I go and I do get Magnan still because I do believe in the player's ability and I do believe like let the best man win. Let's be competitive because I'm signing Magnan on a free. Like there's no transfer fee. I just have to pay the salary, and if he agrees to a certain salary, then we're good. We're good. You know, we're Gucci. So if I can get them to compete, kind of like Cudicini Czech days, right? Like, because Cudicini wasn't a bad goalkeeper by any means. Czech was just better. You know, Courtois Czech. Czech wasn't a bad goalkeeper, but, you know, Courtois eventually got the limelight. So if you can create that kind of a dynamic, not to say they're of that level, right? I'm not saying that. At least Magnan I could maybe make the argument for, but not Sanchez. But even next season, if you can have that dynamic and you essentially give Penders time to really, really find himself and develop himself and establish himself in Ligue 1 and in Strasbourg, plays some Europe. Next season, he's playing UCL if everything goes well for, well, actually, Euros, I'll say, Europa, right? We'll see what happens with the European football situation in Strasbourg. But next season, the ideal situation would be maybe he plays Champions League next season if he stays with Strasbourg, gets more game time to develop and more bigger occasions, bigger games to really mature. I think I'm okay with that. And then eventually maybe you ship Sanchez off, you keep Magnan or vice versa, so one or the other, and then you bring in Penders. But at that point, I feel like there's no rush because then we have good goalkeepers and Penders can really develop, really take his time to really be that goalkeeper. So that's what I would do. But yeah, that's the goalkeeper situation. That's the scenario right now in January in terms of some rumors. There is another rumor going on that I'm gonna tie this to my next segment, actually. I'll put them both together because, honestly, they play the same exact position. One's actually supposed to be a left winger, naturally a left winger, but he's been playing on the right wing. And one is naturally a right winger who's been absolutely killing it in world football right now. CP knows exactly who I'm talking about. Let's talk about Estevao being on fire, but not only that, rumors of Rodrigo rising up again. So let's get into it. Fabrizio Romano reporting that what I'm getting from Chelsea sources is very clear. With the maximum respect to Rodrigo, Chelsea are not in negotiations. No talks with the players or Madrid's or the players camp or Madrid. There's zero going on between them. On Rodrigo, it's important to say that in the last 24 hours, we had links with Chelsea. From Brazil, they mentioned Chelsea are a possible solution for Rodrigo between the January transfer window or the summer. At the moment, what I'm getting as an answer from Chelsea sources is very clear. With maximum respect, not interested in Rodrigo. Matt Law also saying, I can't see any world in which Rodrigo becomes the interest of Chelsea. Salary, position, recent history of how his career has gone. Also, the players that Chelsea have invested in similar positions, don't see it at all. And I think most of us agree with that. Fabrizio saying, from what I'm told, Rodrigo is not even on the list at Chelsea. At the moment, there is absolutely zero in these reports on Rodrigo. And chat, let me know, would you still be interested in bringing in Rodrigo? Is this still of interest to you? Because I know some of you probably still want Rodrigo at Chelsea, but let me know in the chat. This brings me to Estevao, who has been absolutely scintillating in world football right now, and rightly so. He has been distracting me from the fact that I have missed Cole Palmer in this team. It's phenomenal to see it. So Celestial talk on in regards to Estevao. One thing is clear. Without Neymar, Brazil is Estevao's team. Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo, all play a secondary role to him. Estevao is a level above. Strong words for Estevao. Estevao has picked up 3 Man of the Match awards in his 4 starts for Brazil. Estevao winning his last 5 starts. This isn't including, what was the last game they played, CP? It was Turkey? No. Tunisia. Not including Tunisia, where he also scored, right? Estevao's last 5 starts. Senegal, Karabakh, Wolves, Ajax, South Korea, 6 goals in 5 starts, make it 7 goals in 6 starts. Estevao, since joining Chelsea, goal against Leverkusen, assists against West Ham, goal against Chile, goal against Liverpool, goal against South Korea, another goal against South Korea, another goal against Ajax, Wolves, Karabakh, Senegal. All games he was involved in, all games he got goals in. International goals at the age of 18, 4 for Estevao. Messi Ronaldo had 2 combined by the age of 18. International goals, Phil Foden got 4. Estevao has 10. Estevao has 10 with only 10 caps, but Foden had 46 caps and only has 4 goals. Estevao reaches 10 GNA for club and country this season as he scores again for Brazil. 3 goals in the last 3 games with El Celestial. Bro, this is another one that's insane to see. Let me actually look at it this way. Games it took to score 5 international goals. Estevao, 11. Lamine Yamal, 20. Vinicius Jr., 32. Writing's on the wall, Vinicius. Writing is on the wall.
He's only 3 behind Vinny, dude. It's not even that hard.
Yeah, he really is. So the pace he's going at is amazing. And the plaudits couldn't be from the most reputable people in the football world. Ancelotti coming out and saying Estevao has an incredible amount of talent. It's a surprise that this level at his age, he's good at finishing, has a lot of magic, and he works very hard. I can say this, with Estevao, Brazil has a guaranteed future. Eden Hazard had this to say as well. Estevao, this is the kind of player that comes in once in a lifetime. Chelsea didn't just get a talent, they picked one of the next generation. We continue on. Lionel Messi didn't play 30,000 minutes in a season until he was 21 years old. If it's good enough for the GOAT, it's good enough for the star boy. This is in reference to all the criticisms in regards to the amount of minutes that has been given to Estevao. We continue on. The night Estevao announces himself at the Emirates, Estevao becomes the first player to score 4 goals in his first 4 international appearances. Had phenomenal game against this Senegal, right? Yeah. Senegal was at the Emirates. We continue on. Real Madrid are incredibly uncomfortable internally with their decision not to pursue Estevao while he was still at Palmeiras. Although the club scouted and analyzed him, they ultimately chose not to open negotiations, a call now viewed with regret given his rapid impact at Chelsea and with the Brazilian nationality, according to ESPN Brazil. According to internal sources at Chelsea, officials and members of coaching staff believe that within 3 seasons, Estevao can reach the status of one of the 10 best players in the world. And you know what? I'm going to back that statement. I do believe this player can be the next best thing. God-given, obviously, and, given he doesn't get any injuries, right? So, listen, it's been incredible to watch this kid. CP, you know everything I'm going to say in regards to Estevao. I think you probably watch some of the games during international break for Brazil. Talk to us about this player, man.
He was probably, I think, his best performance for Brazil would probably be that Senegal game for me in terms of defensive
This
work
one right
rate
here.
creating and
Just look at this. Look
what
at
he
this.
did.
Like, people. I'm just going to slow it down. This is incredible. Like, reads the ball, knows it's a 50-50, but knows how to put his foot to just makes it look easy, people. Go ahead. Sorry, CP.
And he even had there was a free kick in the Senegal game which he crossed, which should have been, I think, Cunha. Sorry, Cunha hit the post with that. So he's a very good crosser. I'm not gonna lie. In terms of the corners, like, I would say I would put him as probably our key person when we're trying to end swing on that side. Yeah, I would say in the first half of the Tunisia game, a little bit quieter, but came alive again on the second half. Again, the best attacking threat, 2 games in a row at the very least for Brazil. Yeah, had a chance in, I think, the 93rd minute where he just hit the post to win them the game. Brazil had a second pen because the first one was really great by Estevao, a powerful shot, and then they gave it to Paqueta, who fucking shot the bed.
Sure.
So it looks like Estevao might just be a key penalty taker now for Brazil as well.
Convincing penalties too, to be honest.
Yeah, like very powerful ones. So yeah, overall he's doing his thing. I think, honestly, overall, he's in the most ideal environment I've seen for a player in a long time. What I mean is, he's got Carlo Ancelotti, who literally helped Vini flourish, because under Zidane, he was being sought as to be loaned out, similar to Endrick, right? And same with Rodrigo. And he's the one who helped them develop to at least the season that Vini had, one of the seasons in terms of Ballon d'Or contention, right? And how we see Rodrigo. So in terms of international football, Brazil looked better defensively and midfield-wise and attacking-wise. So I think Ancelotti gives him the freedom to make mistakes while still learning things. And then I think on the club side, because the Prem is not as open as international football, I think Maresca is handling him perfectly. Like I said, I would start him for Burnley because that's a low block thing, and then I would also do that for Arsenal, but not start him against Barcelona for the high line.
I think that's fair.
Because I don't want this kid to be run into the ground like Ansu Fati was, because he was the other wonder kid that Barcelona had that was breaking out in 2019. And then he played so much under Xavi that fucking ran him to the ground. And they were lucky enough to have, they have a great academy. They just got Yamal, but he's slowly starting to pick up little niggles now too, at the age he is, which is 18. Like, he broke through when he was 16. He's already 18 getting niggles because they also fucking are running him to the ground. And we already know about Saka. Saka started at a young age, got ran through the ground by Arteta. So I don't like. Obviously, he needs to start at way more in the second half of this season overall. But I think Maresca's managing him well, putting him in times to give him confidence. Because every time he's been subbed on, sorry, it's been a time where he can really impact the game in terms of if it's a close game or it's a comfortable setting where even if we're 1-0 up, he can still make a key impact. So it just helps him build confidence overall. So Maresca's, I think, always subbing him on in places where it keeps him building his confidence.
Let me ask you something also so that I can go use the bathroom real quick, but I'll let you talk on this while I listen on my phone. In terms of Brazil, right, there's been a lot of talk about, personally, me, and you haven't been here in recent streams, so me, Prime, Scott, Ahmed, so on and so forth, we've kind of been talking about how I personally think this World Cup is going to be like how Euros was for Lamine Yamal, Euros 2022 was for Lamine Yamal. Yeah. I think that's going to be for Estevao this World Cup. I said that totally wrong, but you get what I'm saying.
No, I remember this. I was there for that stream. I remember you talking about this. But I think
the other question I want to ask you also while you answer this is, do you think there's a chance that Estevao is going to have that kind of an impact in the World Cup? And also, how do you see, because I mentioned Rodrigo, right? And I also mentioned Vinicius. How do you see their attitudes in regards to the rise of Estevao? Because there are rumors out there that apparently after the Tunisia game, once he scored his penalty, Vinicius and Rodrigo weren't even looking for Estevao anymore. So he kind of had a quieter game. But yeah, what do you think about the whole situation between the players, the dynamic, and what could potentially happen in the World Cup? I'll be right back.
I think everything... I still don't think he's gonna be a starting player for Brazil, to be honest, the next World Cup. That being if Neymar is healthy, because Neymar, it was yesterday, had a game for Santos, did another solo run, and after the Tunisia game, people in Brazil were saying we still do need Neymar in the 10 kind of situation, and then him scoring that solo goal the next day, kind of solidified that thought process. So if Neymar's in the 10, you're going to have Rafinha. So Rafinha could play on the left. He has, that's where he plays for Barcelona. But the thing is, he might, I think, start him on the right, and then Vinny as still there in the left wing, because coaches are going to have a bit of favorites. Even though Ancelotti is a great manager, he's the one who did help Vinny and Rodrigo develop. So I think Estevao might be still the next, like the first substitution, attacking substitution up for Ancelotti this World Cup. The only thing I can see it really looking bad is if either Rafinha doesn't look great coming back from his injury, or Vinny continues to fall off, because while his performances have been slightly better than last season, he's having that kind of impact in terms of Salah, in terms of still getting away with some GNA. So if that goes into a downward spiral as well, then I think he does have a chance. But it more so depends on, just Neymar first. If Rafinha is healthy, would be Rafinha's fit and healthy and playing well would be second, and then Vinny's performances would be third. So, yeah.
I think I made it back in time. I heard what you were saying.
Yeah, shout out. No, I that's what I'm saying, because I think Neymar might be in the 10, right? Because after the Tunisia game, like, people were saying that we still need Neymar.
But he's still in doubt to make the World Cup, right?
Well, he played a game yesterday.
Neymar.
He made a solo run. He had a solo goal that people are like, oh, dude, this reminds me of the old Neymar. He freaking went through the entire team, and helping drag Santos out of relegation spot again. So if he's in the 10, then it depends on how healthy Rafinha is, because then Rafinha might be right wing or left wing, and also Vinny's still technically like Ancelotti's child in terms of he's the one who
true.
got him into that level. So
Vinny, Ancelotti was the manager when Vinny had his Ballon d'Or season, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Because Zidane wasn't a big fan of him and also didn't use him properly, and then Vinny got his first 20 and 20 season with Ancelotti, and then his second season and third season was his Ballon d'Or season.
I'm not gonna lie to you, CP. From what I've seen of Vinny, and it's been small glimpses, so take it with a pinch of salt. Yeah. He's reminding me this season a lot of Vinicius' 2021 season.
Kind of, I
like the Benzema don't pass in the ball season, you know.
I think he's closer to resembling Salah. What I mean is he's not playing well, but he's still getting GA. So compared to 2021, compared to 2021 where he didn't get GA either, this one at least he gets some GA.
True.
Right? So
yeah,
it's not amazing GA, but he's still getting pretty decent GA. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's one to keep an eye on. It's going to be a very interesting dynamic, and I could be wrong. I don't think I am, but Estevao does get the nod to start more games than Vinny, for example, in the World Cup. I don't think Vinny's going to keep quiet about it. I could be wrong. Time will tell. Because I just don't think... I can't speak on Rodrigo. I feel like Rodrigo's always kind of kept his head down and just got to work. But I think Vinny doesn't... He has the ego. And I don't think he'll keep quiet about not playing for Brazil. So, or not starting more games in the World Cup. We'll see. We'll see. We're going to end it on this last topic, ladies and gents. One more talk before we call it and go over to American Waffle to Waffle about what's going to happen this weekend. So if you haven't done so already, smash up the like button. If you are new here, subscribe to the channel. Plenty of content like this to come in the upcoming weeks of returning back to football until the next international break. The content on Casually FC is going to be nonstop. So if you're interested in nonstop content, which I'm sure you are, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Help us get to the 5K subscriber mark we're trying to get to. If you have some points, hype up the video. Helps us out tremendously as well. Last topic before we close it out, ladies and gents. It's going to be on some Lavia rumors. And not necessarily Lavia rumors, but rumors about what was apparently going to happen in the summer prior to this season. And you may or may not already know what I'm talking about, CP. So rumor has it, according to, I didn't put this in the right order. Dang it. Oh, well, it's okay. We'll read the tweet when we get to it. Chelsea denies the rumors that it offered Romeo Lavia as part of the deal for Garnacho. Chelsea trusts Lavia, and the goal is to improve his physical condition. The club is convinced that Lavia can become an exceptional player, and I agree, he can become an exceptional player. Whether he will, that is yet to be seen, considering the dire injury record he's had at Chelsea so far. Manchester United turned down Chelsea's offer of including Romeo Lavia or Christopher Nkunku as part of the deal that saw Alejandro Garnacho head to Stamford Bridge this summer, sources have told ESPN, according to Mark Ogden, one of the ESPN panelists there. So that's what started the rumor and was pretty quickly shut down by the PR over at Chelsea, which we've already known multiple times. They come out and try to shut things down before they become they start to really rumble up and become louder rumors. Chelsea also, apparently, according to Fabrizio Romano, Chelsea originally offered Tariq George as part of a deal for Alejandro Garnacho, which I don't even know if I'd want to do that. I'd rather just keep Tariq George if that's the case. But it didn't work out. And we ended up paying, what, 45 mil for Garnacho? I think
40,
that's the
40.
right way.
No, it's 40 and then 10%.
Okay, 10% buy-on clause or sell-on clause, right?
Sell on, yeah.
Yeah. So we mentioned this briefly backstage about, you know, with Yildiz and all that stuff, what could potentially happen to Garnacho. I should know. We just talked about it on stage. What am I talking about? Would you have been okay if we sent Tariq George the other direction and Alejandro Garnacho came to us?
No.
Yeah.
Because
What about Lavia? Definitely no for Lavia, right? Oh, you're on the fence.
if I could do Lavia for Kobe Manu, I might.
I think that's valid.
I wouldn't do it for Garnacho. I would do like for like. Because the whole point is that this fucking guy was supposed to be helping Caicedo get some fucking rest. But this man just wants to get injured every 5 seconds of his life. So.
Yeah. You're on the Lavia must go boat, right?
Yep. Get him out.
Is that going to change at all for you this season, you reckon? Or what needs to happen for that to change?
No, and his one Liverpool performance in the second half of the season, it's not going to change that either. He needs to show. The only way it's going to change is if he comes back, because he said it's going to be gone for a month, let's say. So if he comes back in January and doesn't get injured for the rest of the season, then sure. But if he gets injured again, fuck this shit. I'm done. I don't have time for this nonsense.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that.
We need cover for Caicedo, and we can't rely on this injury-prone guy who we see the potential of every Liverpool game.
Yeah, it was brought up in one of the last shows, but I think part of what the problem is, not even the problem, but why it's not going to happen, is because he's on such low wages that it's more valuable to see if he can stay fit and impact the team than get rid of him for what could be, or if he blows up another team. I don't know. Like, I understand why they're not in a hurry to get rid of him. If he does remain fit, then he is an amazing player. But, you know, with the wage he's on, they can afford to wait. And I don't think anything will happen this summer. Obviously, barring if injuries and not, right? If he stays fit, obviously nothing's going to happen until the summer. But if he is to get hurt again from here till the summer, then maybe conversations change, right? But who's to say? We don't know what's going to happen. It's rumors for now, obviously, that the club has denied. Who knows? They could be true. They could actually be true. And he was, you know, in the forefront as a player to load off of the Chelsea roster or the Chelsea squad. So it could also be very true that they were trying to get rid of him and they're denying it too. So we'll see. It's one to keep an eye on, because I think there is a good portion, including CP, of the fan base that are fed up with the injuries. They're ready to move on, give more play time to the Santos, give more chances to Isugo, find another midfielder, whether it be Mente or whatever, that could come in and do a similar role. And we'll go from there. But yeah. Any final thoughts, CP, before we close it out?
Please be Burnley. It's 7:30 in the morning for us in the East Coast and 4:30 in the morning in the West Coast. Please, for the love of God, be Burnley.
Yeah,
please.
It's an insane hour for the West Coast people. But
and it's on a Saturday, so if you win, then we can relax and laugh at everyone else's misery, because you're gonna have Tottenham versus Arsenal.
Are we the first game of the Premier League week?
I think we are. Like one
of the I don't think there's another fixture
no
prior. I think we're the first fixture.
We're the very first.
We're the first fixture to kick off the match week 12. Yeah.
Yep.
And
so if we can win
this long stretch of win,
then we can just relax and, you know, to watch the Spurs and Arsenal game in a comfort, right? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So please
I agree. Put the pressure on, really, on those teams. Because, again, we're only 6 points behind. So,
like, Chelsea, don't do this thing where you're making the fan base believes.
Stress.
Especially with Estevao balling in the international break, too. So, you know, like...
And Palmer coming back.
And then the pictures of Palmer coming back. So now we're extra believing. And
Yeah.
we're extra believing because if we win against Burnley, and if God willing, even if it's a draw against for Spurs and Arsenal, then that Arsenal-Chelsea game is gonna mean that we can maybe top them or be 1 point behind them because of the draw situation with them. So
And listen, it's what the hell was I gonna say? Wow. I bottled it, guys. I had a howler.
Let me make this clear for Chelsea, okay? Chelsea, Christmas is coming. Once again, people will spend money. I am here to spend money. Win games, I will spend more money. So please, win games.
I was going to say, it's a good time for a lot of these players to come back from injury. And with other players from other teams, and other teams just in general, getting more injuries, we're actually getting players back. By the end of December, I think all of our players will be back, barring a question mark over Lavia and Colwell. So even Isugo's already training. Isugo's been back in training. So it's, again, one of those occasions where keep a close eye on the other teams, focus on just getting 3 points, building momentum, getting these players to be more consistent. We have our best player coming back to the team. We have a lot of our players now back to fitness after just being out with injury, and we're still 6 points off the top. We're in third place. We got some good stats going for us going forward. I'm just saying, we could get something going. But we will discuss that as the games progress and as we react to the matches. Guys, thank you so much for joining today's stream. Hopefully you enjoyed the somewhat new format. We'll try to figure out a way to make this work better and take advantage of the horizontal and the vertical layouts for some of you watching on mobile. But big up to every single one of you. We'll be back again on Saturday to react to the match. I think we'll be reacting to the match earlier than usual. So it'll probably be a match reaction at 9 UK time or 8 UK time, depending on the other fixtures. Probably 9 UK time. And we'll go from there, ladies and gents. But big up to every single one of you for tuning in. Absolutely wonderful for you guys as well to be tuning in. I get excited. International break is just about over. We're going to be back to full throttle.
Make sure to like and subscribe, and also the memberships, because as Birdie Nom Nom says, instead of Marshall keeping the toilet seat warm, let's get Marshall enough money to get those heated
bidet?
Toilet seats, so he can just press a button and it'll be warm. So, guys, remember to be a
Birdie
member.
knows who he is, and he's a clown, but I love him. He's my good friend. So big up, shout out Birdie, and the warm toilet seat. That is the most PG comment he's written so far. He's written worse. So yeah, man, that's why I don't read his comments. I love him, but I don't read the comments for a reason. But yeah, big up to every single one of you. Smash up the like Curry Pirates said, subscribe to the video, like Curry Pirates said, subscribe to the channel, I should say, and more content to come. Be sure to check out memberships. There's 4 different tiers starting at 99p, people, and if you're a proper casual, come be a part of the casual, first of all. Casual party, casual fam, come be a part of it. It's cheapest tier, less than $1, right? If you are a proper casual and a higher team member, you get a shout out at the end of every show. And those people are going to be Varna, JBs, Gabriel Mejia, Ish, Hater Wakas, Staff 5050, SDFC Benny, Johnny Bravo, Pels, EPL Turf, JC, Dark, Lanray Sadiq, A. Suleiman, EE, and Adrian. Guys, thank you so much for the support you've shown the channel. It goes a long way to helping keep the lights on and helping motivate me to keep improving on the channel and giving you guys as much content and good quality content as possible. So we're going to raid out, ladies and gents, to American Waffle or Staffy TV. So be sure to Copy and paste the raid message. Let the people know where you're coming from, where the love is coming from, right over here. We'll see you again on Saturday to react. Well, I'll see you again, on American Waffle very shortly. But we'll see you again here on Casually Chelsea show or on the Casually FC channel Saturday after the game to react to Burnley. Hopefully it's a victory. Hopefully we're talking about some beneficial results as well. So big up to every single one of you. Have a wonderful night. Back to Premier League football. Up to Chelsea. We'll see you again soon. Peace.